to get off all the depressing stuff, it makes you harder, and you see things like North Korea. North Korea is crazy. It is. You have to remember when you go to South Korea, first of all, you're in a place that's nuts. Okay, they eat dogs, dude. They don't speak the same language. There's only 3 or 4 car makers there. So when you're on the road, you're only seeing a couple cars. It's the same cars. It's nuts. It's crazy. Yeah. You fucking walk down the street. Guess what, Tim? You're 2 feet taller than everyone there, and it is fucking freaky when you are looking down a street and you can see for miles and nothing but little black haircuts.
Oh, that is so weird.
It is creepy because, like I said, it's all alleyways, man. And when it's all packed and it's 1 o'clock, and all these people are saying, and me and Tim are solid this far ahead of everybody, you know, and it's just different. So when you look at North Korea when you're there, it doesn't seem that crazy.
Yeah.
It's normal because you're already in something that's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? The whole time is just this constant dance of what craziness am I going to see today?
Yeah.
That is the service. What am I going to see today, and how are we going to kick its ass?
Yeah.
And it's not so much kick its ass as how are we successfully going to complete something? How are we going to achieve what we set out to achieve? And North Korea is complicated because we're only there to help South Korea, and South Korea is kind of at the point it doesn't need us really anymore. They've come along.
Yeah.
And yet we're still there. And so politically, I'm not sure why we're there. I don't know if we should still be there because they
some hidden agenda maybe or something. I don't know.
Hidden, but not so hidden because truthfully, the guy up north is fucking crazy.
That's true.
I mean,
yeah.
He's fucking nuts. Has anyone outside of him ever fired a missile in the direction of America? I don't know, and I don't think so.
No idea.
내가 제일 잘 나가 내가 제일 잘 나가 내가 제일 잘 나가 내가 제일 잘 나가 제일 잘 나가 Oh my god 누가 봐도 내가 좀 죽여주잖아 Alright 둘째가라면 이 몸이 서럽잖아 Alright 넌 뒤를 따라오지만 난 앞만 보고 질주해 네가 앉은 테이블 위를 뛰어다녀 I don't care 건드리면 깜짝 못해 I'm hot fire 뒤집어지기 전에 제발 누가 나 좀 말려 옷장을 열어 가장 상큼한 옷을 걸치고 거울에 비친 내 얼굴을 꼼꼼히 살피고 지금은 8시 약속 시간은 8시 반 도도한 걸음으로
Welcome back to Undoctrinated.
Yeah!
We've got an excellent episode. You know how I know?
How do you know?
Because we just fucking recorded it.
It was amazing.
No, yeah, it was a great episode.
That
Thank
voice
you so
you're
much.
hearing to my right is my good friend Aaron,
How you doing?
finally making his Undoctrinated debut. And
Overdue.
Yeah, absolutely. I asked Aaron to come on the show because I knew that he had lived in Korea for 2 years, right?
2 years.
He's lived all over.
So Korea's been brought up on this podcast a couple times recently.
Oops.
And I wanted to get somebody who
Yeah.
has the inside scoop on what it's like in Korea, South Korea at least.
South Korea.
Next, we'll get somebody that knows what's up in North Korea.
Good luck.
When I'm doing 12 rounds, we'll see who really wins.
So yeah. Also, we've got Natalie here. Say hi.
Hello, everybody.
And TJ is on this episode.
TJ's earbuds are here.
TJ,
One
TJ
earbud.
TJ, you left your AirPod here.
Yeah, your earbud pod, whatever it is. is here.
Solo. Just left him hanging, bro.
Dental floss. It looks like dental floss container.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was. It's like TJ left his floss here.
Never
Yeah,
leave
that
a
does
man
look like
behind.
floss.
It
Who
is.
would just carry floss around?
Chargeable floss, nonetheless.
That's
Look,
like,
it's
oh,
got
my
a-
Oh,
friend
yeah, I
left
didn't
their
see that
dental
there.
floss here.
Yeah.
Ew, throw
Oh my
that
God.
away.
Get rid of it.
A good thing I asked you what this was because I probably would have just tossed it. It's not good.
Maybe we should grab the sticker from a floss container real quick.
Or write it with a
So
felt
funny.
pen, not dental floss
Not
on
dental-
there.
He'd love
Yeah.
that. He would absolutely love that.
Yeah, that'd be doing him a favor because when he leaves them at somebody else's house, at least they won't throw them away.
Yeah, it really does look like dental floss.
Well, they certainly won't be flossing their teeth.
That's what we got to start labeling everything as what it's not.
What it's not. This is not water.
Not beer.
Not water.
This is not a television.
Not a television. It's not a tablet.
It's not a tablet.
Not a
These
tablet.
aren't nuts? Is that how this works?
Those
No.
confused.
those are
I'm confused on
not
what you guys are. This not nuts?
We're gonna start
Nuts.
labeling things of what it's not.
as to what they're not.
Like
Oh,
not AirPods.
so these are nuts. So we wouldn't put that they're
dental
not
floss.
nuts.
Sorry.
I don't think I should say that out loud.
These are not cookies. How about that's right?
There you go.
I did
There
it
you
right.
go. Not a cookie jar.
I wish they were cookies.
Animal cookies?
Yeah, animal cookies are
Animal,
good.
animal,
I
animal.
love animal cookies.
Who doesn't love an animal cookie?
Animal cookies
You know
are
what?
tasty.
Really good. Kind of along the same lines as those Girl Scout cookies. The
Say it. Say
Go ahead.
I like them
Butter.
all.
Butter. What are they?
No!
Shortbread is what
Shortbread.
you're thinking of.
Shortbread.
Oh,
I like
How
the
dare
caramel
you.
delights.
there it is.
Yes,
and
so
we have our
good.
winner.
Those are
Who makes
disgusting.
those? I
How
love them. They're my
dare you.
favorite.
Those are
So
made of-
delicious.
I'm
Those
sorry,
like
ladies and
coconut
gentlemen.
in
This is
them,
the
right?
last week Tim's allowed to be
Caramel,
here.
chocolate.
Come to find out, he's not a caramel fan.
Yeah,
I
I
still
love
haven't met
caramel delights.
anybody that
Purple
likes.
box. The purple box all the way.
I still haven't met anybody that has the same brand of Girl Scout cookies as me. I'm all orange box.
The old
peanut
people
butter
like
sandwiches.
Well, I am a
old-
green box and a purple box.
The green
Green
box are
box is
Thin
okay.
mints.
good. Thin
Thin
mints are
mints.
delicious too.
Thin mints out of the freezer are
Ice
really
cold
good.
milk
Yeah.
and thin mints out of the freezer. Deadly combination right there.
But my
Yeah.
two favorite are the peanut butter sandwiches and the shortbread. Blue box and orange box.
Purple box.
I used to like the purple box, but then I don't know if they changed the recipe.
You saw the light?
At one
So-
point in my life, I realized there was coconut in there, and I stopped eating them.
Are you saying you became undoctrinated?
I think that's what it was.
Is that what happened?
It correlated with my indoctrination.
It happened. There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
I can eat a lot of those at one time.
One person at a time.
Listen to enough of this podcast, and you too will hate caramel delights.
No, it's
Sad
like I
reality.
can finish those in a few
Sad
days.
reality.
A whole row at a time.
Days, huh? Days? I like to go with hours, possibly minutes.
Yeah, that is the way with Girl
I mean-
Scout
Days
cookies.
like two.
Literally
I like
set-
to. I get try to make it last a little bit.
Just
but-
set a timer to the freezer so you know exactly when it's like crunchy. Like, oh, 18 minutes? Okay,
Put
see
the
you
meat
soon.
thermometer in
Yeah,
there.
you know, it's dual probe. Dual probe. I'm a big
So
fan.
good.
Gotta check your ambient temps here, buddy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, my favorite's the purple. I don't even bother trying. I haven't even tried all.
I used to
Girl
like the
Scout
red.
cookies.
Do you guys ever do
Oh,
the
the
peanut
peanut
butter?
patties?
The peanut butter
The
patties,
patties are pretty good.
all
That's
right.
like peanut
know if
butter
I've
with
had those.
chocolate.
You never
on
had
the
those?
outside.
It's pretty good. It's like a peanut butter coated chocolate.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
So in the
Peanut
middle
butter.
is like
so
peanut
it's like
butter.
the opposite of a Reese's.
Essentially,
It's kind of like yeah,
it's a reverse Reese's.
yeah.
A reverse Reese's. What's the other
You'd
good
probably
one?
like it.
I like lemonades as
I was
well.
about to say the lemon ones.
Lemonades
I
are
like
pretty
lemon
decent.
cookies.
Those
For
are
being just a
decent.
shortbread cookie, that thing's pretty
It's
strong.
like the shortbread ones that you like there, but then there's like a layer on the top
Yeah,
of lemon,
yeah,
like
I've had
icing.
those.
They kind
They're
of.
okay.
And they're bigger out than the shortbread cookies. They're like bigger.
You know who honestly makes one of my all-time favorite cookies though? And this I feel bad.
Who?
You ever go to Albertsons and that really soft frosted cookie with sprinklers on the top? You know?
Oh,
what
I know
I'm
what you're talking about. Yeah, they
I
have
don't
those
know
for like all the holidays
who
and stuff.
makes those, but that is the single greatest cookie known to man. I'm sorry. Well, Chick-fil-A is a close second. Maybe first.
Chick-fil-A has cookies. I didn't know.
How dare you!
I don't know if I've had a cookie from Chick-fil-A either.
Like they have cookies.
Mistakes were made today.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to go. I'm
want
sorry, this
Chick-fil-A
podcast is
now.
now over. We're going to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I want some waffle fries and a chicken sandwich.
Dude,
and
cookies,
Yeah.
cookies. Ask them for fresh cookies and
Oh,
you'll
what kind
you'll,
of cookie is it?
just say just
just
give me the
ask for the
cookies.
cookies?
It's like code word. Just hey,
Give me the cookies.
I'm here for the cookies.
They look around.
Yeah. There's generally a couple checks
No
over the
wonder why it's
shoulder.
always
They're
so
like,
crowded there.
"Meet
I don't
me in the
understand
back."
it, but
They-
the line is so crowded
They
here.
go full Marvel and they check the Bluetooth. It's not even there. It's like, yes, sir. Right away.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's the status on the 212?
They have
Mm-hmm.
good lemonade there too.
well, I believe Marvin was actually the person to show me that. Sadly,
The cookies.
Yeah.
Marvin Galindo. Here's your shout out, bud.
Is he the one that was, we saw him recently, huh? At the Kings game.
Yeah, he was at
That
the hockey
Marvin?
game with us.
That Marvin. That
Yeah.
Marvin.
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 Fucking
I
A.
want some cookies now.
Oh, you've missed out.
All right.
Oh, I want those.
Go to Chick-fil-A.
This weekend.
Well, I think our last episode we were talking about fucking restaurants and eating out.
Yeah, we were.
Hey, good news. We're gonna do the same thing in this episode.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about cookies and
Kimbap.
Korean food.
Kimbap.
Oh yeah, we just talked
Kimbap.
Little unknown
Kimbap
sushi
and-
roll, which I may never find again. I miss.
Kimbap and Kimdok.
No. Bulgogi, kegogi. I think it's been
And bibimbap.
a decade.
There is no bibimbap. That's just made up from a TV show. Bobby Flay. No, it's probably.
Silence of truth.
She just
Man,
shot me down right there.
Just right there.
I need you. I'm just kidding.
She's like, you promised me you'd never speak those words again.
Right? Like
Yeah, we weren't
you
talking
broke some
about
kind of
bibimbap.
sacred truth. Is there like a broken glass vial somewhere in the back right now? Or?
Yeah. All right, fuck it. Let's get right
do it.
into this episode.
Enjoy, everybody.
And your mind is moving along. Doris Dallas, I think she'll know when logic and proportion have fallen slowly dead, and the white knight is talking backwards, and the red queen's off with her head. Remember what the Donald said. Feed your head. Feed your head.
And we're recording.
Yay!
Wobbly thing.
I'm here with my friend Aaron.
How you
Aaron, I asked Aaron to come on because you used to live in Korea, right?
South Korea. Yes, sir.
Okay. And what, I assume it was because you were in the military, right?
I was in the Army from September 9th, 2011 to September 9th, 2015.
2001?
2001.
Okay.
Till 2015?
Oh, I'm
What
sorry,
is it?
2005. I'm sorry, 2005.
Till 2015?
01 to 05, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
I was in
oh, okay,
I was in
okay.
2 days before the big show.
Wow.
Oh,
I've never
Wow.
seen it from start to finish.
And you were in Korea the whole time?
I was there for 2 years.
Wow.
What years were you in Korea?
I was there as soon as I left basic. It was my first duty
Just
station.
straight away.
Just
That's where you're
straight away.
going.
I didn't have to stay for 2 years, actually. It was after the first year, I voluntarily chose to take the second year.
Yeah.
I really liked it. It was actually, once you get to learn the area, like anything, it was a really cool place.
It looks really cool
It's
there.
beautiful.
Yes,
it is
very
unbelievably beautiful. The green is a green like we don't have
Yeah.
outside of some areas of like Washington or Oregon.
Like tropical
but
green, probably.
It's beautiful.
Where did you travel around there, or just a specific area? Or?
I never got too much into the south. I more or less I was at a place called Camp Red Cloud. That was my base.
Korea?
It was only 2 miles long.
There's a bunch of cities there, though.
Very short, very small. It's in a city called Uijeongbu. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's very difficult. Don't ask me to spell that. It's impossible.
Okay.
But it's a very small base. Very north. It's right next to the DMZ.
Oh.
You can.
Oh, that was my next question. Like, did you go to the DMs?
I did. I think
Yeah.
I still have a piece of barbed wire from the original fence.
Oh.
Wow.
Don't tell nobody.
We watched this like thing last night where they like, remember, like going over all the different cities that are there. It was so
Yeah, yeah. Well, I forget what we watched a few things about South Korea, and then
pretty.
we
Pregnant
watched
ladies get the freaking best parking there. Just so you guys know, pregnant
Yeah, they have
ladies they get
pregnant lady
$500.
parking.
They get the fancy seats on the subway, bright pink. Pregnant lady goes here.
I got in trouble my first month there because of that.
Oh.
They're very
Don't be messing
traditional,
with- don't be
very
messing with the pregnant
yeah.
ladies.
It's very custom, very.
So
You
funny.
always respect your elders, and I remember I got on a subway for the first time. I could not read any of the language. I was on like a purple line or something. I'm like, where am I going? So I finally sit down and I'm looking at the phone, trying to figure out what I'm doing, and this old lady starts yelling at me, and I have no idea. And when they get angry, Hangul's a pretty abrasive language. It is. You're just like, oh God, what's happening? Oh,
Sounds
what did I
scary.
do?
I'd be
And I
scared,
had
probably.
no idea. All she wanted was the seat. I was supposed to get up. That's
for
it. That's
her.
all
Were
it
you in?
was.
Was it a
Yeah.
pink seat?
No.
No, it's
No,
just,
it was
remember they
it's
said
a-
the elders. Remember we watched the thing and they were like,
Oh.
the elders are very respected there.
Very
like,
respected.
Oh, okay, yeah, because she was talking about the pregnancy
and
thing.
that too, but-
They showed on the subways that they have like a pink seats designated for pregnant women.
Wow.
Yeah, on some
Doesn't
subways.
surprise me. They're super respectful.
yeah.
Right up until
And
you
they said
cross
they have like
Yeah.
low crime there too. Like people, they're like, you can leave your bike outside and no one will steal it. Is that true?
It is, but whoa, this is going to get difficult. They don't allow guns
Oh, okay.
at all. And so because of that,
That's
Korea,
probably why they say there's low crime, because there's no guns. But
Um,
probably mean low deaths, maybe.
it really, I think all drugs are illegal. Everything outside of a knife is illegal.
Wow.
And if I remember asking what are called ROKs, Republic of Korea soldiers, when's the last time you saw a murder? And the scariest thing in my life is I literally remember this. I said, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna let that sink in for a second. I don't know.
So there's
I mean,
not a lot of violent crime there.
It's crazy to hear that come out of a human being when you live in America. Like, wait, what? It's not like a daily occurrence?
Yeah.
What's going on? And it's funny because of that they allow kids to have this crazy airsoft industry, I would say, because here it's really toned on. You can blame all those multicolored BBs on South Korea, because over there, man, they make full replicas.
Oh,
Almost, I mean, you could almost change out the barrel and it's ready to go.
Wow.
If you put
Oh
a
my
real
gosh.
magazine. It's really close to being perfect, but they can do that because everything's illegal. So when you see
Yeah.
some kid running down the street with an AK-47, you ain't to worry.
They just
You're-
assume it's
Yeah,
airsoft.
it's
huh?
an airsoft. Now, the funny part is they have gas-powered ones that will light you. You will
Oh, yeah.
regret
Yeah.
Wow.
Those-
being on the wrong end of that
Yeah.
weapon. But it's
And they play with them in the streets.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you'll see. I mean, they have ones where they have fully kitted out like M4s with shotguns, and the shotguns will show like 12 PBs. I mean, they are.
Oh my
It's a full-on tactical like thing. I mean, they're selling
so
body armor, and it's
crazy.
really cool if you're like a dorky 20-year-old, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
They got me for a Glock. I'm not gonna lie.
You have to go to school for like long hours, I hear. So like,
They have something that I've never seen. They have a 3-shift school system. You have a morning shift, a mid shift, and a night shift.
okay,
Wow.
okay.
It's crazy.
trippy.
And
The
so
night shift goes to like in high school till like close to midnight or something, I think. Doesn't
that's
it?
the swing, I think.
Oh, swing.
Yeah. So
I
you,
couldn't
you'll
even imagine.
you'll have basically you'll see kids going to school at like 7 in the morning normal time, like we would see, and then right before they end, you'll see another batch of kids start to go, and then as they leave, one more set at like
Trippy. Is
almost
that because
like.
there's like a lot of people there or something? Or?
You have to remember, like if you stack it up map by map versus the amount of people, they have a huge amount of people geographically. It's very packed, but one thing as you travel that country, you realize they don't build out like Americans; they build up.
Yeah, I
It's
noticed it was
really-
like lots of like.
So there's
Everything-
still a lot of
skyscrapers.
wilderness out there, huh?
If you go to Seoul, you might as well be in New York. Just look at it's crazy.
Yeah.
It is just it's so industrialized, and Seoul's a really cool place, and I
I heard
definitely
the bus systems there are crazy.
it's perfect.
It's good.
It's not crazy. It's perfect.
Okay.
I mean,
It's not
they've
complicated.
got it down basically. I mean, as long as you can. Most of them actually speak English because they're smarter than us.
Oh,
They-
that's
they-
good.
Yeah.
They
good.
literally make you learn it over there. It's for business, and it'll help
Okay.
them. You know what I mean? They're still on top of the schooling, unlike us.
Yeah.
So they still really push it. But the transportation, the subway, between the subways and the buses, you can get anywhere in that country
Nice.
quickly. You
That's
can almost
good.
do it faster than if you had a car.
Oh wow.
It's
See,
crazy.
That's cool.
It's crazy. So and that's something that you're almost forced to learn as a newcomer to the country. So that's how you
Yeah.
end up in getting yelled at by 80-year-old woman when you don't give up a seat. So
Did you ever drive while you were there?
I drove Humvees. Yeah.
And in
it's,
this regular public streets?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over there, we refer to them. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but we refer to them as MSRs, main supply routes, and I think I don't know if they call it that, but that's what we refer to it as. And
Yeah.
we kind of have their highway system mapped out as MSR1, MSR2.
Oh, okay.
And so that's kind of how we drive it. You say, hey, take MSR1 all the way to Camp Red Cloud, or take it all the way to Camp Casey. I can't remember if any of that's actually right, but it
No,
was
yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
So we have it mapped out pretty well, and it's kind of funny because over there they don't really have a whole lot of imports as far as cars go. So you're going to see a full domination of Hyundai, like I think it's Daewoo, Kia,
Kia and Hyundai are owned by the same
Um,
company.
Oh.
and it's kind of funny because I remember being there in 01 and seeing the Genesis, and I remember thinking to myself, man, if
Oh.
they ever brought that to America, oh, Caddy would be pissed.
Yeah, huh,
'Cause it
that's a
was-
nice
It's
car.
so
Yeah,
nice.
it's funny because
nice
it's
car.
been nice forever, and they have never stopped. It's weird because Koreans have a huge pride in their country.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you ever like do any of the street shopping, you're just walking down the streets. It's a crazy thing I found out. One time I was on a bus again, as you are a lot, and I was driving by this one guy, and he had all these Adidas tracksuits.
Nice.
and he was selling them for almost like dirt cheap. And I looked at my buddy, and I'm
Oh,
like, "What's
wow.
going on?" Like, "Whoa, dude, you don't sell an Adidas." You know, I mean, this is 2000, so I'm still thinking I'm a Beastie Boy somewhere in the back of my head. So yeah, and
That's
so
so
I was like,
cool.
"Dude, what's going on?" He's like, "Oh, those are made in China. They suck." I was like, "What? Whoa, bro! Half the stuff in America says made in China on it."
Yeah.
Pretty much everything.
But yeah, so anything that is made in Taiwan, anything that's made in China and happens to be in Korea, they don't think it's as good as theirs.
Oh wow.
And it's really kind of, it's like, man, I wish we would do that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Or maybe we do and we just forgot to make things. I don't
No, yeah.
I don't fully know what we're doing, but
Did you like the food?
ooh.
Takes getting used to maybe a little bit. Some stuff?
Okay. I'm going to be in trouble here with a lot of people because I despise kimchi. I'm sorry. It's just not
I
good.
like
I've never
it.
had it, but
I like
it's something
it.
that
You
I
like
don't
it?
think I would like.
I like
I haven't
it.
had
I'm like not in the only
It's
fermented things that
delicious.
I like or pickled
Really?
or
I think
whatever.
so.
You're going with
is-
delicious?
I like a
think it
pickled
is.
jalapeno, and that's about.
That's not bad.
That's the only pickled
not
thing
bad.
I like is a pickled jalapeno.
I like kimchi more than those.
Is it
Wow.
similar
Not
to
than a regular
sauerkraut?
jalapeno.
Oh,
Huh?
Is it similar to
No,
sauerkraut?
I wouldn't say so.
No.
It's much
They're both
better.
fermented
No.
cabbage,
I've never
right?
had, I've never had anything fermented.
But the
I'm too scared to
Asians
try
do
it.
it better than the damn Germans. This is like
I already
much,
know I won't
much
like
better.
it, so I don't
It's-
even try it.
Have you ever gone out for Korean barbecue?
No, I'd like
Yeah.
to.
No.
Of course, yeah. See,
Yeah.
We
we'll
went
get to that in a
somewhere
minute. But
and tried Korean something, and it
Well,
was not good.
generally
Whatever we had
speaking, when
in
you
LA.
go-
I'd like to go to a Korean barbecue. Though.
yeah, it's great.
We haven't
But
had that.
when you go,
You need to.
kimchi is one of the things that comes served with it. So
Do you
it's
have-
the perfect time
Is
to try.
it like something you have to pick off the food, or it's on the side?
No,
they
no.
should. You could probably tell.
Okay, so Korean barbecue is really awesome.
That's
Basically,
amazing.
imagine this table. They're going to put a giant burner in the middle, and then what we order essentially. So you're basically going to pick a couple meats, and then you're going to pick a couple sides, and they're essentially going to stack this table in a kind of a what's that, a lazy Susan?
Oh yeah, the thing that spins,
Yeah,
kind of.
and there'll be meat, cabbage, kimchi, and we cook it ourselves. And they marinate
that
it.
sounds
It's so
fun.
fun. It is a really, really fun time. And then you throw, have you had
That'd be
soju?
cool to go there with, like, a
Or
few people, too.
Soju.
Remind me
Like a-
Soju.
I think so, but remind me what that is. I don't.
That is the
remember.
Korean alcohol.
It
rice
says like a
wine.
milk. It looks like
is
milk,
it kind
kind
of
of,
like
or no?
sake?
Very much like it, yeah. Different flavor,
I
but
don't think I have.
Okay.
I think I've only had sake.
there's a myth about this stuff,
Okay.
and you guys gotta.
Like a milky looking one too.
It can come in that way, but traditionally it's very clear
Okay. yeah.
and basically tastes like rubbing alcohol. But man, it will jack you up.
Huh.
It's like their version of vodka.
So it's like it's a
It's-
hard liquor.
But it's served
It's a
warm.
rice wine.
oh.
So
It's
like
served
Japan
warm.
has
Sake.
Yeah.
Korea has soju.
Okay.
So and there's a weird myth that if you drink it sitting down, you can drink about a half gallon, you'll be fine. But the second you stand up,
You're done.
bye-bye.
Huh.
That's happened to me before with some
It's-
things.
I will testify. It is true for me.
So when you're in Korea, do they have is that set up with the burner in the middle of the table? Is that something they do there? Is that
Yeah,
something
that's
that,
very traditional here.
okay?
It's
So
very traditional.
Oh.
and
It's-
have you had it here in the
I
United
have
States?
not. I oh man, this is embarrassing. I have not eaten any Asian food.
Since you've left there.
Not since I've left. I try not
You
to.
have enough while
I,
you were
no,
there,
it's
is
not
what
that I
you're
had
saying.
enough.
No,
It's,
I'm just kidding.
we don't make it as good.
Okay.
I
agree
wouldn't
with
think
that.
so. Yeah, I mean that's like where it comes from.
Like
right?
I'll
It's
still
fine.
go to Panda with people, and you know
Yeah.
I do like
That's
Asian
not
food,
Asian
but
food.
No, yeah,
But it's
especially
not-
going over there and eating the food. It's probably
Yeah.
like you come back here and you're like, "Puh, this doesn't taste
Yeah.
like authentic." Like,
it's like I have a hard
I
time
get
going to
it.
barbecue because I spent a
I
lot of time in
understand
Georgia.
that too.
Yeah.
And I grew up in
Mine-
Texas.
We
and I
just
spent
had
a
this
lot of time in
conversation with
Georgia,
Tony.
and I just can't. I
Yeah.
can't. I can't.
I
Yes, from the South.
understand.
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. No, I know
Yeah.
exactly what you mean.
that'd be like here we have good Mexican food, and then going way back east and trying to find Mexican food. You're just like,
It's,
this
it's
is
harder.
garbage.
Yeah.
I did find some spots, but
Yeah,
it's not as good on average
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't eat Mexican food anymore if I moved away to Canada or something.
Hidden gem, Indio.
Yeah.
Some of the best
Ooh.
Mexican
Oh, I
food
bet.
I have
Yeah.
ever had in my life.
I love Mexican.
Yeah,
Oh
we're
my God.
spoiled with it out here too. I
Oh,
think.
it's bad.
Why?
Have you been to Emilio's in Hemet?
I'm not.
It's really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that place.
It's on
is
San Jacinto.
It's a sit down though. I mean, I'm sure you could order it to go.
Fine with
It's
it.
fucking delicious.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, pencil me in.
Uh-huh. So overall, you like the food in Korea or no?
Oh, okay. I got very hooked on their kind of sushi. If I remember correctly, it's called kimbap.
Kimbap.
Kimbap. And I tried to live off of it until my body kind of slowly started shutting down. and I had to actually eat calories.
What is it?
But it's almost like it's a sushi roll with rice, and I wish I could tell you what was in it. I really don't know. I just know I ate it one time, and I was like, "What is that?" And they told me, and then I made a sound that sounded like it, and then they gave it to me, and then from that point forward, we were just rolling. And I was like, "I love this stuff. Keep it coming." But
Wow.
Did you ever order?
But you don't
something-
know what
it's
was
like, it's
in
like
it?
a California roll, I think, but no cream cheese. It's almost all vegetarian.
no
but,
avocado
Oh my God, it's so
either.
good,
Huh.
so good.
Did
Did
you
it-
ever order something that you thought it was something and they brought it and it wasn't that, but you were like, oh,
I
never
was
have to eat
very
it.
spoiled because when I first got there, I actually ran into a good buddy who basically helped me tour Korea.
Oh,
That's
nice.
dope.
That helps out
was-
so much.
And he basically, he was actually Chinese. He was Chinese American from New York. His name is Robert Chow. He's literally one of the dopest people I've ever met in my life. He walked me around that whole country and made me eat things that I was like, oh God, what is that? What is that? I don't want to put it in my mouth. I don't want to. But I'm telling you, he changed everything because I ate things that I would have never eaten otherwise,
That's awesome.
and got
Yeah.
palates and got experiences.
See,
I mean,
that's
I
so
got addicted
cool.
to boba tea before it ever even came to America. It was insane.
Huh.
I came
Yeah,
back
that's
and I
I
was
like
that
boba.
weirdo looking like, hey, anybody got some boba tea?
They just opened up a little boba
Yeah.
shop right down the street.
Yeah, and
pretty
I
good.
totally got
Shit is
addicted to
hot
that.
now.
Yeah, I mean, and what's funny is that they have a huge love for American culture.
Yeah.
They love American culture. K-pop is doing everything it can be to be Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's really crazy, and
Kinda.
It's
I'll
popular back
intervene a
in
little
the
bit right
community.
there. they have
TJ's
their
all
the-
about K-pop.
Oh,
no, I'm
no.
I'm not at all. No, well, no, you didn't. But it's
I'm
like
just
a
kidding.
very specific type of imagery they're going for. They're still stuck in like the
Backstreet
boy
Boys or something?
Yeah.
band era.
Yeah.
Like fucking legit. Like it's like music stopped at NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys and stayed there for the last 20 years.
Right, but they take it to the
Well,
next
Justin
level. Like
No, they
still making
definitely-
records,
It's like
bro.
the Super
No,
The-
I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying, but that's the only image that they don't have the rapper image.
And
It's
they've-
all the boy band image.
Yeah.
Like, let's do
Yeah.
the.
they've combined it into like the soap opera world too, haven't
As
they?
far as I know,
Well, no, that's
it's
just a
it's
separate
government sponsored, isn't it?
No, I thought actual K-pop groups are in like
Oh, I'm sure.
shows over TV
Yeah,
shows
but
over
their
there.
soap
Yeah.
operas are
Well, they're,
just
they're
big
guest,
on their own.
guest
though.
stars
It's-
like almost every day.
Okay,
They're
but
on
they're
a-
not. They're playing themselves. They're not like the. There's not like a K-pop group show.
No, I
I
don't
just
think
know
so.
that Korean soap operas are even aired in like the Philippines because
Yeah.
they're
There's
so
one-
popular. So that's like a whole separate thing.
Yeah.
That's the only
Okay.
point I was making.
There's one that I've literally seen in 2 or 3 other countries, and it kind of creeps me out because I'm like, wait, why does this soap opera keep following me? And it's weird. It's weird because, and I don't mean to sound like a dick, but this guy wears this outfit, and it's very unmistakable. I don't know if it's like an old priest outfit or maybe some old cultural thing, but it's like once you see it, you're like, that is a weird outfit. And so every time you see it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Every
like-
time you see it after that, you're like, there
Yeah.
it is. What the
Like
Sticks
the
out.
heck?
You're like,
Babadook
what the
or
heck?
some shit.
Yeah, you
You're
know
like,
what I
it's
mean?
this guy again. Like, what the heck?
Did you guys see that movie?
What was it?
Babadook?
That was terrifying.
Never heard of
Uh-uh.
it.
That was a good one.
Bob Do?
Babadook.
Babadook?
It's what is it in Indian boogeyman?
Yeah, it was.
Is it a spooky movie? Like
Yeah,
Oh,
scary?
yeah.
it's basically
Oh, I like scary
it's the
movies.
boogeyman comes to get like
Yeah,
a mom and a
basically the
child,
boogeyman.
We gotta watch it.
And
Babadook.
what isn't he the one where you get to like actually see him or something?
Yeah, at
you
the
actually
end of the
see him and he
movie.
scares the living bejesus out of you. You're just like, oh!
Is this
I
movie
didn't
worth
think
watching?
It is. It's
Yeah.
a good watch.
Tim, I like scary
Some
movies
California
way more than
legal
him, so.
Yeah.
recreational thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get a good laugh out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
It's
Is
on
it in
Netflix.
English?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just like Baba in a lot of languages means father. Like, and I don't know what the fuck Duke means, but it's just like
Father Duke. man.
Yeah, it's
but it's DOOK.
What's
and it's
funny-
like all one word.
when you
Huh.
first
Like
start it,
Babadook.
you really think it's going to be one of those cheesy
Yeah.
B ones, and it actually is. However, it's
full-blown
probably
budget.
just the best B movie ever made.
Huh.
It really is kind of just like underrated in its category.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It,
That's definitely.
I mean,
fair.
I'm sure Rotten Tomatoes has probably got
Oh,
it. You know,
I don't even
they're
look
not
that
us.
stuff
We're indoctrinated. We don't need it.
up. So the DMZ, did you get to go like past that into North Korea at all?
Never step foot in North Korea.
can't do
No
it.
tour?
Yeah,
I don't-
I assume that
I
was
don't
the
think
answer.
unless you have a press pass and a written agreement from them, you
It's
can't.
hard
on that,
to get. It's
on
real
that
hard
Vice,
to
on
get
that
in
Vice
there.
special we watched,
hard.
they started in South Korea and there was no way to get in through South Korea. They
Oh no.
they had a
No.
connect in South Korea that said you need to go to China. There's a place in China where if you bribe them, they'll get you in, and that's how they got in.
I mean,
Allegedly, Vice is
No,
owned
they
by
got-
Disney.
they got in.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know they got in.
They-
I'm saying that it's owned by Disney,
The
so they
problem
can
is-
frame it however they want.
This
I
was a
don't believe
2008
that they-
Vice special. I think that was before they were owned by Disney.
That was
wasn't
that long ago.
It's a
Well,
very
they've had
old
one more
it's-
recently than
Okay.
that, but the one we
The
watched
footage
last
was
night was
very
an
old.
older
I was
one.
like, is this from the 90s? But
Huh. That's
the,
interesting.
the problem is to cross the actual border. That's the biggest minefield in the world, so you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's what they were saying.
The
You-
DMZ.
You can't do
yeah.
it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the only way across is that I don't
Through
know.
China.
I don't know if you saw that little building where everybody kind of meets halfway.
In
It's
the
like-
middle, like
Yeah.
that DMZ.
It's like a barracks.
Yeah,
It's like, and there's
well,
guarded.
it's an
and-
agreed area where we will basically. It was kind of agreed upon. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's. I'm trying to remember the proper term because it's not just an agreement.
demilitarized.
But essentially,
So-
they agreed that when we need to meet, we'll meet right here at the border. And literally, North Koreans are in that room 100% of the time. And if you
Yeah.
cross that line,
Going
we
down.
can't help you
Yeah.
because you're.
There's like a shitload of
It's-
cameras and like
it's-
people with their guns.
But it's all
and-
for show. It's
Yeah,
all for
that's
show.
what it-
I mean, when
yeah.
I was there, they were finishing up that giant city that's right across the border. I can't remember the name of it, but it was all fake, and we knew it.
So weird.
Mm-hmm.
We knew it, and it was just crazy because you could just. There's certain parts of southern Korea where you're in the high enough hotel, you can see that giant tower in North Korea, but at the same time, you're like, I can't believe nobody lives in that fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just
How
it's
crazy is
so
that?
bizarre. Like the stuff that I was watching.
That's the weirdest
Just-
part about those documentaries when they actually
So
do take you
weird.
into North Korea. Is like
Everything-
everything they
They go. It's all
everything-
empty. There's nothing. It's like they won't let you come into contact.
It's got to be way crazier now because I was there during the reign
So
of his
trippy.
father, and his father was way more stable. His father, I mean, I
It
don't.
seemed like he
It
was
felt like he
a
was
little
the whole time I was
more-
there. I mean, we weren't scared.
He wasn't acting the fool.
No, yeah,
Like-
he doesn't seem like
Yeah.
he's
He
off
wasn't
his
talking
rocker.
He
about
didn't poke the
bombing
bear.
Los
Unstable.
Angeles and like all
Yeah.
this wild shit.
Well,
People
he never
forget
tested,
about that.
He never tested missiles either.
Yeah.
You know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah.
He never
Yeah.
made a clear intent or a clear threat,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
which is, yeah.
yeah, huh?
It's so crazy.
And they kept doing it off the shores of Japan. They kept
Well,
testing
if
it.
I remember correctly, when I was there, that's when I think they blew a hole in the side of one of our battleships. And that scared the crap out of us for a couple months.
Wow.
I can't remember what that was, but if I remember correctly, it was in the South China Sea maybe, and it was just parked. And I don't remember. You remember it?
I don't- I think so.
Nobody.
I
don't think
remember
we ever
watching
blamed
something
anyone
about
for
it.
that in the end, but there was just a random hole in the side of one of our
Yeah.
battleships, and it's like so.
Dude,
Are we under attack?
all kinds of things happen in the West Philippine Sea, South China Sea.
That's crazy.
So what does the military do there? The U.S.
Stuff
military.
we can't talk about probably.
Let me think of a dedicated answer here, or more intelligent. We are there to maintain peace.
Yeah.
That is what we are there for. We are there to make sure that North Korea doesn't come
Over,
just,
like Red Rover.
yeah, essentially
to South Korea.
to South Korea.
'Cause we're like,
It's not that they can't defend themselves. It's that if we leave from what we were always told, that the North Koreans are so dug in, they've literally just been preparing for war since it ended. And I remember always being told they're dug into the mountains, and that if it ever goes down, they're just going to be here in seconds. And,
Yeah.
and one of the crazy things that they have over there, and it's really hard to actually find, because I think I was telling somebody in RWS about this, the way they build their overpasses is nothing like we've seen here. Basically, you have a bridge just like we do normally, but instead of just a regular road, you have a giant box that sits on top of that. And it aligns perfectly with the area underneath it, and what that basically becomes is an impasse, and it won't allow a tank to drive down that freeway.
shit.
And they are built on overpasses, and at any time if North Korea comes, they have these built into the roads to essentially shut down their roads at any time. So if it hits the fan, your roads become it was crazy to see, because you're like, what's going on with your overpasses? But like, that's not what I think it is. And then they're looking at you going, yeah, dude, that's exactly what that looks like it's for. And you're just like, oh shit.
Wow.
Like, whoa, bro, I'm not ready for that.
Yeah.
I came
I
here for
didn't
some
plan on
Samsung,
dying,
dude.
dude.
And-
Very crazy.
That's funny.
but yeah, it was you see stuff out there that is just like, wow.
So can you take me through what a normal day looked like for you there?
Depends. Is this a weekday or a weekend? That's
Like,
two whole different
give us
days.
both if you don't mind.
Weekday. So you're gonna wake up at Camp Red Cloud. You're gonna I don't know if they do it anymore. We quit because a lot of people got hurt, but you ran what was called the Green Mile, which was the outer perimeter of the base. Base is only 2 miles long. I think it's about 3/4 of a mile wide. It's basically a giant drag strip.
Yeah.
And there's these stairs that kind of basically just do this the whole way the back way. And so 2 miles up, half mile over, 2 miles down, half mile over, you're done.
Oh my gosh.
And so that's how you start your day. If not, then you just kind of run the roads, and that's only a 2 mile run, no big deal. Or you do push-ups.
For like exercises.
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever.
PT, physical therapy.
Okay.
It's basically, the only reason they do that is just keep you in shape so you don't get fat when we go to war. That's all it really
Yeah.
is. It's not to be mean or to be rude or anything. It's just, we think about a soldier. You
No,
don't want a
I
fat
get it.
soldier.
Right.
You,
Nope,
you know what I mean?
fuck
You don't want
no.
to out of
You
Nope.
don't want to get winded fast.
Exactly.
Like,
You know what I mean? Nobody runs into war for 8 steps. You know?
right?
Yeah.
That'd be
Well,
me.
some
I'd be
do.
like, oh.
Yeah, I mean,
They get shot.
yeah.
Yeah.
But so
Or
you get done with
trampled.
PT at Camp Red Cloud. Basically, you've got maybe 30, 45 minutes. Eat some food, get some breakfast, take a shower. Then you're going to do what's called first formation. First formation is done to make sure nobody's missing and everybody's accounted for. That's very, very important on Monday because if somebody's gone,
Like
we've
any-
got a big issue.
Uh-oh.
And they will literally lock the base down.
Oh, jeez.
And nobody can go anywhere and
my
nobody can do
God.
Did
nothing.
that ever happen?
Yes. We lost.
Of course.
Like it happened
of
because
course
I
it
didn't come
happened.
back. No.
Well, it's super important. I don't
Well,
know.
we actually, they'll do it for something as small as night vision goggles, which that happens several times. You have to do inventories all the time of all your equipment. And when you have a high value item, to them, it's a very high value item because they have to supply them to everyone. They will stop a whole base and say, where the hell are these goggles at?
Oh my gosh.
Right
Was-
now, go find them.
Don't
I
lose
don't
your-
remember.
don't
It
lose your
wasn't, it
shit
wasn't
then.
in my unit. That's how sad it is. I mean, you have a couple units on this base. This whole base locks.
Yeah.
Find those damn NVGs.
Well, did any
So, like,
soldiers not report?
Yeah.
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 Were they like? Did they? Were they like went AWOL, or they were just like this like?
Basically, what happens is
That's
you're
hard.
very during your weeks you're very tightly controlled. So during basically Fridays to Sunday, you have a fleet of 18 to roughly 28-year-olds, and there's much more people than that. But your primary group are your young guys that are just going to go out and get wrecked.
Right. Yeah.
So
Party.
and being and I'm not going to lie to you, being in another country, I saw things like sexual slavery there. I saw things like prostitution there. I saw things that you never imagined there, and it's there, and you have to come to terms with it. And I've seen dogs in kennels that I knew are about to be dinner.
Yeah.
You know what
that
I mean? I've
would be
seen
so hard for me.
it's really hard to deal with, but you got to remember,
Yeah.
you're not at home.
Get
Yeah.
You don't get to be offended because if you get offended, you've got a whole country looking at you going, "What's your deal?
right.
You
Yeah.
shouldn't even be here."
Yeah.
And as it stands,
Won't
a lot
cause
of
problems.
them kind of don't like us there because I don't care who you are. If somebody comes into your country and has a weapon in their hand,
No,
it
it's-
doesn't make you an
yeah.
infidel. You're just protecting
Do
your
we allow
country.
that here? No.
No.
So
No.
yeah, I
And-
can see
and-
why people are, kind of
And every country
standoffish or
we're in,
hesitant.
when we do that, you know what I mean? Everyone's always like, "Oh, you think there's terrorists?" Well, it's not really terrorists, dude. We pissed off a lot of people by showing up with guns.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yes.
You know. So, in that sense, some of them like us there. Some of us don't. It's
Some of them might feel invaded. Like,
Yeah, it's you can feel there's some. When I was there, you could feel some bitterness from the older generation. They didn't, and truthfully, a lot of us are man, we're at that age group. We're just drunks. We're out there just
Yeah.
just cutting
Yeah,
loose, and that's
knuckleheads.
all they see. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They see a whole group of 20-year-olds just getting wrecked every weekend,
Yeah.
just stumbling into their food shop like, "Arashi, to get soju."
my
You know what I mean? Just fucking going nuts.
so I just like, oh god.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, just nonsense.
How?
And-
What? I mean, what is the interaction like with the people of Korea? Do you guys make friends? I mean, or is it just?
It's kind of awkward because they know how to speak your language better than you know how to speak theirs.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that'd be hard.
it is.
Yeah.
Are,
And 90% of the time they're very fluent. So
did you
don't-
find that a lot of them were willing to like interact with you guys on a
younger?
on-
Yes, younger generation loves us. It's pretty awesome. It's not to say that the old generation doesn't, but they remember the past.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You know what I mean? They're not harboring a hatred or anything, but it's just like
Some of
with
that pop
you
culture
came a
thing.
lot of war.
Yeah. Deep
You know
down
what I
inside,
mean?
they're like,
yeah. It's like I'm sure when Americans go
Plus
to
that-
Vietnam now, despite all the great vacation place it is, there's still a couple people that
yeah.
go.
A lot of that older generation
Yeah.
probably has family in North Korea too.
Yeah,
huh?
and it's really sad. It's really sad because there is no crossing. I mean, from what
they
I've
can even talk to their
from
family
what I've
there.
heard, the only border crossing situation in that one is you have to go to China, and from what I heard, it's worse than like Mexican coyotes. You just don't make it back.
Yeah.
Right.
Once they go to China, that's it.
And if they ever do, they'll
it's a
probably their whole
super
family
high fail
will end up
rate.
getting
Yeah.
freaking
Super high.
Kim Jong whatever will end up probably attacking the rest of their family. If
Yeah,
somebody
they
tried
go
to, like,
after
escape.
the.
They will.
If
They'll,
you
like,
leave
go
your family
after
If
behind.
they deem you an
everybody in
enemy
the
of the
family.
state, your whole family is
Done for.
kiboshed.
Yeah.
It's nuts. I mean, look at the psycho kid. He killed his uncle for. Does anybody?
Dude, in the airport.
Yeah, he killed his uncle.
Yeah.
And then he,
Yeah.
I know he's
his
killed a
own
lot of his family members.
Just like,
And that's why I look at
Probably
the young
some sort
one.
of power dynamic.
I'm going like,
on
dude, you
there.
are way crazier than your dad. Your dad wasn't killing his
Like
own family.
unstable
Like that
almost,
is.
like-
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're the product of a psychotic dad who never said no.
yeah.
That's. I mean, it's.
Something happened in his childhood for sure.
So do you know why, in the rare, I'm sure, instance it was when a soldier didn't report on Monday? Do you know why?
Yeah.
Sex slave. Hello. No. I'm
Were
just
they
kidding. Not
arrested
really.
or?
No, you're generally what's given. It's called an Article 15 in the Army. Basically, what happens is you're demoted, and you're given about, depending upon how bad it was, because at any time in Korea you can get what's called an alert. An alert generally comes almost always after a holiday weekend, somewhere or anywhere between midnight to 4 in the morning, and that's when it really matters. And generally on that holiday weekend, there's always a guy off base who's fallen in love with someone, and he's just not there. He wasn't really, you know what I mean?
Told you it was sex.
He's not out doing something crazy, but I'm not gonna lie. A lot of 20-year-old military guys fall in love with working women. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
And that's a
Yeah.
huge thing over there. That was a huge thing when I was there. Almost every bar, for unknown reason, had a Filipino woman in it. Several.
Wow.
It was strange. You never saw a Korean woman in a bar. Now this is it's not a surprise. This isn't something that like you just walk in and like, oh no, this is a legit establishment that's meant to be that way.
Right.
And if you go in there, they're referred to as drinky bars. It's this really jacked up thing because you'll see, and I'm guilty. I went in, I played pool, and I drank, and
Yeah.
and it's some of them are just full on strip clubs, and some of them are less than that with something else for sale. And it's
Yeah.
you have to kind of come to terms with it as a military guy because when you go out of base, they're just right there for miles in some places. Like when I was at Camp Casey,
So crazy.
1 block away was about a half mile of nothing but bars.
Wow.
Wow.
And
And it's like for some of those young people, it's like what else is there for them to do? Like,
but you also got to remember they have something called Dry County as well, and Dry County is where they'll just randomly and it's probably not randomly. It's just some information I didn't have, but they'll randomly just say no more drinking, and that shit'll last 3-4 months. It'll last a week. It'll last. You have no clue. They'll just call Dry County, and you'll see it everywhere on base, and you're just like fuck. And
Oh,
if you
wow.
get caught buying alcohol at the Postal Exchange under Dry County, God help you.
oh yeah, I bet that's so bad.
And you can't go to the bars, or do they make you stay
Dry
on base
means
the whole
dry.
time? Okay.
Sometimes, but like, so you'll get a Dry County if you lose like the NVGs. You'll get a Dry County and a lockdown. And
So-
everybody pays.
But basically, like the spouses who live on base and stuff who aren't military personnel, they could still go buy alcohol at the exchange
yes.
because
but-
they're not okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
How do they know? I mean,
Good question.
soldiers are definitely
Good question.
probably still drinking, just not getting
Absolutely.
caught, or
Absolutely.
maybe they are getting caught.
Yeah.
Well, some definitely get caught.
And
When
it,
you're
I
dealing with
assume
numbers.
if they're still letting you off base, it's a lot harder to get caught if you're off base.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as you're not coming back stumbling. I mean, what's it like? Do you,
You
have
have
a
a gate guard.
vehicle and you can?
No, you walk.
Okay.
Um,
And you can just
well,
walk to a bus stop and basically go anywhere you want.
I can't remember the name of it. It's been so long. I'm sorry, guys. But there is one base further south of me that actually you'd have a lot of German soldiers that came from Germany rather. They are soldiers. I'm sorry. And they would have, it was really crazy. You'd see 20-year-old dudes with 7 Series Beamers like, dude, we make $20 grand a year. How the hell did you get that?
oh my gosh.
Well, because guess what? When they ship a Beamer over, they stack about an extra 20 or 30 grand on just to change it to an American way, American exhaust, American this, that,
Oh my
regulations.
goodness.
So you can literally go to Germany, well, used to, and you could pick up the greatest cars ever for next to nothing. Good luck getting it back into America, but
Yeah.
man,
Huh.
what a sweet deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, some guys would have cars, but it was much south, and it was in much. I'm not gonna lie, about 200 miles or maybe 100 miles south of the border, the mood relaxes a whole lot.
Yeah.
Where I was, you never relax. You're always. Korea has one of the highest op tempos, which means how much you're not going to be sitting around relaxing. When you're in the military, when you're on base, that basically means you're just chilling. When you're out on well, deployment is obviously really doing your job, but when we're not in war, which is somehow rare, you sit around and you practice. And before the shit hit the fan in Korea, we used to practice a lot. We used to, I think, outside of Hawaii, we practiced more than just about anybody. So you'd pack up all your shit on an alert at 2 a.m. and go out to the hills,
Oh my gosh.
and they basically assign you, hey, you're on Hill 4, you're on Hill 8. And you go out there with, I was a radio operator, so I went out there with upwards of 8 people, and we basically went camping for a month, 2 months at a time.
Oh
And
wow.
one time we did it, and I think it was January, December, and Korea don't play when it comes to snow. We couldn't get out, so
Oh
guess
my
what?
gosh.
We were camping an
What did you
extra
do for
couple of
food
weeks.
when you're stuck out there? You have to bring food with you, or
We bring MREs, and usually you don't get hot food, or sometimes if they feel like being nice, there's a alternate food where they'll have the DFAC, the dining facility, make you kind of what they're serving. They'll just kind of put some to the side, and then they'll bring it out. Now, DFAC food is not that great. No offense to the military guys, when I was in, it was not good, but it may be now.
But compared to
My mom's in the Air
MRE,
Force and
it's
she
nice
compared
to
to an
have.
MRE,
Either.
man, that is a 5-star meal. And it's kind of the one time, it's weird. Everything has a benefit and a cost. When you go out to the field, generally you don't have to shave every day, so that's freaking awesome. But at
Yeah.
the same time, you ain't taking a shower either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're back at base, you're shaving every day and you're bleeding all your, you're cutting yourself to death, but
Huh.
you're taking hot showers and you're eating real food.
yeah.
How often did you guys interact with the South Korean military?
They are on your base at all times. The way that the South Korean military works is everybody has to give, I think, it goes by, and it's a funny system over there. It's a lot like you would expect, like almost California to be. The rich people end up becoming firemen and paramedics, and the poor go to the army. And
wow.
the rich ones literally have to pay to get that, which I think when I heard that, I was like, damn, you guys do it worse than us.
Yeah.
But so they're always there with you, and you train alongside them, because I think it's it used to, I would imagine that we went there probably to arm them against the North. I
Yeah.
think we probably went there to train them a lot like we did the Afghanis when the Russians were, over there trying to do that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Let's not talk about that one.
Yeah. Well, we didn't use military personnel in that operation.
No,
It was mostly just special ops and intelligence.
Yeah, the guys who were really good at it. Yeah.
But so take me back to the day in the
Okay,
life
sorry.
of
So after PT, you eat, and then after that, you do your job. And generally in Korea, you've got a myriad of jobs. You've got, I honestly can't tell you. There's a bunch of people, a whole bunch of different jobs. So for me, what my job would be is we probably either go down to the motor pool, which is where all your trucks are, and you either work on your trucks. For us, we would work on like our radios. We do inventory things. On a random Wednesday, you'd clean your weapon. On another day,
always
you'd go
something
to
to
the
do.
range. There's always something to do, and one of the cool things about the military is you always complete something, and so you always feel really good about it at the end of the day. And it's something you don't realize you're getting until you get out here, and you fucking work at McDonald's, and you don't get shit done in months, and you come home
Yeah.
feeling like shit. And it's a really weird feeling because
You feel like accomplished at the end of the day. Like,
yes and no. It's weird because, to be honest with you, like my era was the WMD era. That worked out well, right? I mean, we found so many. Just the way I think about it, it's like I was so accomplished and I did something every day, and what I did was right. And then I get out, and 10 years, 15 years go by, and I go back and I look at it, and I'm like, wow, dude, I was in the Bush era where my entire army, me and my family, went 100 WMDs that didn't even fucking exist, dude. Like, how shitty is
Yeah.
that? Oh, but you were there. You're doing the right thing. Well, they didn't even fucking exist. So how are you doing the
No,
right
yeah.
thing? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
that's a hard.
That's what you did after Korea?
What's that?
You
No,
would have been
I personally
before.
no. I went to after Korea. I went to Washington, Fort Lewis,
Okay.
and let's see, I remember something. I think after that I ETS'd. I was going to be stop lost, but I made a bad decision there. That I'm
Yeah.
just gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
So, I mean, it sucks. You know what I mean? It sucks because, yes, I did the right thing, and I will never regret it, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
But in the long run, did we? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
So-
I-
It's that weird flip of the coin.
And it's not, when it comes to all that era of the military, it's nothing you can really no one in their right mind would be able to put any blame on an individual soldier. You know,
No, yeah, definitely not any of
So
the
obviously-
soldiers.
No, and I definitely think like probably the Vietnam era most likely had it the worst. I can't have, at least we got celebrated. You know what I mean? You look at a
Yeah.
soldier's life now, and there's people hanging, signs off the side of freeways.
Support
and
our
there's
troops.
so much
whatever.
support, and
Yeah.
just to imagine the lack of support that those guys got, like my dad, man, that kills.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
hard.
Sad.
It's really sad because that's really the only thing that keeps you there. Sometimes, some days are so hard. You're
Yeah.
telling yourself, I'm doing the right thing. You know what I mean? Some days. It's
Yeah,
weird.
it'd be. I don't even know. I don't know if I could do something like that. It'd be
It's-
super hard. My mom was in the service for like 8 years, Air Force, but she went like when she was really young. She didn't like.
Doesn't make it
she's
any
just, like,
easier.
Yeah. But I'd be like, oh,
It's
I don't
hard.
think I could do something
It's
like that.
really
But,
all mental.
Yeah.
It's how strong are you mentally, because there isn't a single thing the military will ask you to do that your body can't do. As far as I know, I think that's 100% correct. Because even the SEALs will tell you the same thing in their training. Rangers, SEALs, Spec Ops, any of them. Any of that insane training, you watch any one of those documentaries and you're sitting there going, oh my God, how do they do that?
No, yeah.
They've
think I
physically
would
done the
die.
science to know that your
Mhm.
body can do that in that condition. It's just, will your brain be strong enough to let you do it?
Yeah.
Right.
And truth, I think that's the strength that that's what you really achieve from graduating basic training, is you get this strange confidence in yourself where you almost do feel bulletproof. You almost do feel like a superhero. And because you've got your brothers and your sister standing right next to you, and it's like, holy shit, we all did this
Yeah.
together. Like, whoa, did you see us 90 days ago? Like, holy crap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, we got yelled at, did some crazy shit for 90 days. But man, look at me now.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because it's that first trip from basic to your first base, that guy is so jacked up in the head. He is such a military superhero, and when he gets there, all the guys who are just chill and be like, hey dude, cool your fucking tits, man. It's funny because you show up, how you doing, Sergeant? You know, you are insanely perfect. And it's so funny because you see him. They'll walk tight and stiff, and they're just locked up, and it's funny. And they'll come to a full stop to salute an officer, which you're supposed to do, but generally after a year or two, you kind of calm down. And you
Yeah.
bring it. Marines never fucking stop doing that. They're always 110%. It's why they're pains in the asses. But
Oh my goodness.
gotta love them. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Did you guys have all the service members on your base, like Marines?
I had Air Force.
Navy, Air
and
Force.
I gotta tell you don't ever want to be a service other than the Air Force living with Air Force. 'Cause,
Yeah.
man, they
Oh,
live good. They live good.
No
And
shit.
I remember. I can't. I think we
My
were
mom
walking.
was talked about a lot of times where she was like, she made it seem like she had a lot of fun. Like
Yeah.
she got to play in like
Yeah.
a band, like and travel around. She went to like Japan and Hawaii and but it was peacetime. There wasn't any war going on
It's like
during
the
her.
early 90s, huh?
She got out right before
The Gulf War.
The Gulf War because
Good timing.
she got pregnant with, I think, me,
Yay!
probably, or my brother, something like that. Probably my brother.
Well, who's older?
Right.
He was born in 87, right?
I don't know. I think so. Or
Yeah.
maybe-
So I guess early 80s.
yeah.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I don't know. Late 80s.
So, but you had Air Force personnel on your
Oh
base?
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And I, if I remember right, they would constantly apologize to those guys for having to eat our food.
Oh my god.
And so you hear that constantly. You're just like, screw you guys, man. You guys suck.
Bastards.
And I think they get paid more for living on our base because it's not to their standards. If I remember correctly,
Wow.
it's not.
Jeez.
It's not up to their. It's not nice enough. So,
Yeah, there was
I didn't think it was that bad, man. It stood up to the typhoon or monsoon season.
one of an Air Force veteran once told me when I was young, thinking about going into the service, he was like, yeah, go into the Air Force because they sleep in hotels and the Army sleeps in tents.
Yeah, GP
You know.
medium, baby. You
So
get
they,
nice and
they have it the
comfy.
best out of everybody. The Air Force, probably.
Yeah, but they also require the best.
Oh, okay.
It ain't no joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's we all make fun of them, but the reality is that they're a tight knit, very intelligent service.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's what you need. Half those guys are probably hand in hand with NASA. Half those guys, these are the guys that fly the jets. You don't want a big dumb idiot like me with a giant machine gun trying to fly a jet.
I don't think I could fly. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to fly a jet. I'd be like, I don't know what to do.
Shit, now most of the pilots are drone pilots, right?
Oh,
I don't know. Probably.
what for? We're just gonna make machines shoot machines and say, now we run things. That's dumb.
Yeah, exactly. So were you guys basically on a Monday through Friday schedule there?
Unless you're out in the field, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Out in the field, it's just constant.
out in the field is 100%. Well, you'll generally run shifts. Those will run pretty good, but you're generally working so hard, it's taking a lot out of you, and you by the time you hit your cot, you're done.
So you
Yeah.
probably just want to sleep when
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah, you're just laying there, just like, oh God, please make it stop.
How often were you guys out in the field?
Quite a bit. Quite
Yeah.
a bit. I think, like I said, the only people that do it more than Korea used to be was Hawaii. And Hawaii is well known for that. It's kind of funny. They almost, from what we know, they punish those guys just because they live in paradise.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those guys are constantly just working nonstop,
Shit.
from what I've heard. It
Wow.
sucks. But that's what you get. Because truthfully, if they didn't make us work so damn much, I mean, there's so many perks to living in Korea. Like, one of the main things people don't know is they are so much farther ahead of us in technology.
Yeah.
Oh my God, their internet is so fast. And I was there 15 years ago. And then I came
Oh,
home
wow.
and I was like, what is this shit? What are you guys doing? Like, you guys are still with Nokia. I had a Razor like a year ahead of you guys. I was like, come on,
Oh,
catch up.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like Samsung, let me tell you, you ever need to buy a computer, go to Korea. Go to Korea. You'll build a freaking quantum mechanic machine for $200.
Wow.
I mean, that's,
Man.
it's.
So if you're gonna spend $1,500 on a computer
Yeah.
anyway, you might as well spend that in travel costs.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
man.
Just box it up, FedEx at home, dude. If it fits, it ships.
That is
Shit, that's not a bad idea.
Buy that.
Have
plane
you
ticket.
done that?
That is a
by any
ruthless
chance?
fucking flight, by the way. That is the longest flight I've ever had in my
It's
life.
not.
Oh.
They don't do.
like 10 hours, 15 hours or something.
Try that second one.
But they don't do like straight shots to Korea, do they?
No, and you actually get to stop in
I think
Japan,
a
which
plane
is
can fly
the
that long without
nicest
running gas.
airport I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
They literally have, and last time I was there, they had this one room. It's probably about the size of this one, where you just go in and you smoke. And I swear to God, the air is cleaner in there than it is outside.
Oh,
wow.
It's so nuts. You're just sitting in there like, and it just goes
Just
away.
disappears.
Yeah, it just goes away. You're like, wow, you guys got it down. You know what I mean? They have so
Trippy.
many crazy little things like that. It's
cool.
funny.
Nice.
But
And so when you're not off base or out in the field, is it just like a standard 40-hour work week?
I'm trying to remember because it's we called it COB. So close of business was, I believe, 4:00, and we start at 6. What's that? 10. I mean, you get a lunch break. You get. I think.
that is like a 10-hour day.
I
almost.
think,
And PT is mandatory too. So
It's
that's
not
why
that
you're
bad.
the-
It's
no,
not that
no,
bad.
no,
They-
I'm just
they try to
saying that
Switch it up.
they don't include that in the 8 hours.
Oh, I forgot to tell
Oh.
you guys about my favorite part about Korea. I forgot that.
Well, we're still recording.
Oh, good, good,
Yeah, yeah.
good. Let me tell you about rice patty runs. Those.
Oh, I was
will-
going to ask about rice patties.
Those
like if
will
you...
change your life.
Oh.
Oh, about the middle of winter, huffing and puffing, first month in Korea. All of a sudden, you come across a rice patty. It's the worst smell you'll ever smell in your life.
Yeah.
Oh man, because it's just
well,
sitting.
It seems like it'd be like water and like
It's just sitting water.
mush, like
Sitting water. I don't know
mold
the
smell or
mechanics of
something.
how rice is grown, but I do know they fertilize it. And fertilizer in sitting water is not the best smell at
How do we
6:30 in
eat
the
that?
morning,
What are we
man.
eating?
I believe you wash rice. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah, you do wash it.
brown rice isn't brown because it's shit, right? I mean, better not.
We should call it stained rice.
Let's go, FDA.
Stained
Yeah.
rice.
I think I made rice before and didn't know I'm supposed to wash it. And then I like watched a video
they
and
have
it's like,
dirty
make sure you
rice.
wash your rice.
You
And I was
never
like,
washed rice?
no, like
you
a
know
long
what?
time when I first made
Another
it. Like,
thing my
I
buddy
do
Robert
wash
Chow
it.
taught
Yeah.
me. Another thing he taught me. He taught me how to wash rice.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
right?
So, you know
Oh
what?
yeah, when I first made
My
it,
bad.
I didn't know you're supposed to wash it. I just would like put it out of the bag right into the cooker. Didn't know, but then I learned that you're supposed to. That thing, little bug came in from outside. But no, yeah.
It's terrorizing you, man.
It will
Yeah, it's
die.
important to wash the rice. Because when I did wash it, I was like, oh, I could see like.
You only got to do one run,
It's like a foggy.
and you know real fast. I'll never not wash rice now.
Did you like
Yeah.
fall in ever?
Oh God,
fall?
no! Oh gee, oh. That is the scariest thought I've ever heard. But no, it's funny because you can usually, you can always. It's another way to tell the new people. You're just running down, and obviously you'll just hear someone, because you've gotten used to it, and it's really weird to say that you got used to the worst smell you've ever smelled in your life, but you do. You do, and then all of a sudden you'll hear about a new guy's coming in, and you're running like, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it?
Yeah.
Here he comes. Here he goes. Oh, there it is. Okay. Listen. You're just like, oh, we got him. It's funny, man. It will.
I wonder how the people that work in those rice paddies, they're just used to it, I guess, for so long, maybe. It's
I hope we've
crazy.
created some kind of new technologically advanced fertilizer that doesn't have to smell like that. I don't. There must be something. Come on, Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Save the world.
It's like, no, we're
Fix
just gonna
everything.
continue to import our rice.
Maybe it grows best, like having smell. Or something.
Well, yeah, I'm guilty. I think I probably ate some of it. So what am I gonna do?
Yeah. I mean, that's like a staple in Korea's diet, right?
Yeah,
Rice.
Rice.
You know what? I'm gonna admit it live. I am gonna say it right here. I accidentally ate dog. I didn't mean to. I'm going to help for it.
Yeah?
It is what it is.
How'd
What
it
did
taste?
like?
It's very tough. It's very, very tough.
okay.
It was cooked in a spicy red sauce, and truthfully, the sauce was amazing, and I was almost pissed it wasn't beef.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Is it like
How'd
is it
that-
common to find it there, or is that like a rare thing to find there? Like
If I remember correctly, and this is difficult, beef, if I remember correctly, is bulgogi, and dog is kegogi.
oh god, I'd always actually
See how hard that gets?
Dog. Yeah, no.
And
yeah,
I could be
that's-
wrong. I could be. I mean, I could. But if I remember right, it is such a
That's yeah.
Yeah.
right there. Like,
Oh my god.
really?
Is that how you accidentally tried it? You just accidentally ordered it?
No, I think it was given to me, and it wasn't totally. I think someone told me it was pig intestines, which I was already at the point where I was like, dude, I've eaten all the other crazy food in this place. What the hell? Let's try
Yeah,
it.
you're just like, give me the
And I
food.
threw it in my
Oh, it's
mouth,
funny.
and heard a couple snickering. So goddamn funny, man. How's Fido, bro?
Oh my
Oh
god.
shit.
So
I wonder. That's so crazy.
I hate it.
They
I'll
have it
never
there.
forgive myself. It was terrible, man. All those poor dogs I saw in kennels out there, and then I contributed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you didn't know any better.
You know what? That's. I mean, I'm
You weren't
sure.
Like I'm gonna order this every day.
Nope.
Like,
There's
no,
this,
no,
uh,
I didn't go full Hannibal Lecter. I didn't just be like, hello, Fido.
There's this fucking really horrifying documentary we watched on some
Oh, God.
Chinese one?
Chinese
Oh.
festival where they fucking round up dogs
That
in
was so
town
sad.
I
and
thought,
eat them.
didn't they end that?
They were like boiling the dogs.
They might have. I
alive.
don't know.
I know there's a lot of opposition to that thing, and I think
So sad.
All kinds of shit goes on in China.
Yeah, I bet.
that's yeah.
But yeah, it was
No,
hard
I
to
think
watch.
they were. I
man.
think they were trying to like stop that. Like I remember seeing like some petitions or something, but I don't know.
I
I
mean,
hope so.
I heard though. Overall, they love dogs in South Korea, right?
I think so.
Maybe.
I would hope so. I think they've stopped for the most part.
That's
I
what.
think they've actually said they've kind of done away with it. And truthfully, it's probably because their damn beef is so amazing. If you've ever had the Mongolian, Korean barbecue, dude, that is seriously, that is in a top tier all by itself. It is
Yeah.
one of the most amazing flavors you're ever going to get.
Yes.
Do they do like cow farms there, or do they just have a wild population of grass-feeding cows? What?
I never saw any. I'm not sure how that works, to be honest with you.
And I have to imagine their cows aren't identical to ours.
Probably not. But I don't see, I'm not sure, because I never saw anything like that. Most of the stuff you see over there, I saw a lot of markets, a lot of seafood markets, like you'd imagine like the one in San Francisco, like that.
Oh, that's cool.
But they have a lot of crazy street food. The street food there is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And it's sometimes there's outside of the subways, it's just sometimes for miles. It's a
Oh,
really
wow.
different culture. Like you'll see restaurants, and I swear, man, I've eaten at some restaurants and paid a lot of won, their money, and it was never as good as the street food. The street food, there's soul in that food or something.
Nice.
It is so good. There's
Yummy.
chicken on a stick, man. That was
Yeah.
that will
cool.
save you from any drunk or any formation. You get some chicken on a stick, you'll be fine.
Is it like readily available too? Like
Like
later at
like
night too?
imagine putting up an easy up. Essentially, you don't even have to imagine. Go to a swap meet. That's
Okay,
the same
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. Just line it down the side of a street with Asian flavor on it.
Nice.
And it is, oh, and then there's random stuff too. Like you'll just be looking at some of it, like, what is that? I don't know. And homeboy will start talking to you, and you're just like, no. I was no.
Oh my gosh.
You'll find yourself in some situations out there, and because one of there's a lot of alleys. So as an American, you're constantly terrified. But
Yeah.
being the idiot you are, you forgot there's no crime there.
Right.
So you're constantly walking down alleys with a whole bunch of other guys like, hey man, you all right? You got me? So it's funny.
That's pretty cool though.
Have you ever eaten bibimbap?
What the heck is that? Oh, that's from that cooking show, babe. That's not.
It's Korean though.
Is
I
it?
don't know.
It might be
so.
what I'm referring to. I have no clue. Like I said, I never.
I don't
found
know
the
exactly what it
actual-
is. It's like some sort of a rice bowl with like beef and eggs.
Sounds
and
amazing. I think I have. I will tell
it
you.
looks
that-
good. I've
that
never had it.
They don't make ramen like we do. Their ramen, oh my god, that's a bowl of happiness.
Yum.
Yeah.
It is just a bowl of happiness. They'll put like chicken in there. One of my favorite things they did is they would crack an egg on the side of the bowl, drop it in there, and walk away. And when the egg is done, it's time to eat.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And it
That's
was
cool.
I don't know what that egg does. Oh my god.
It probably cooks in the hot broth or something.
It's so
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean they've got this giant like freaking tamale pot they're going with, and they cut real noodles, and that is a game changer.
Yeah.
If you've never had real Asian noodles, oh, you have to get some. It's
Sounds delicious.
We've had some good ramen before, but it
Yeah,
was
but
in
it's probably not known.
Culver City.
Yeah, far from here, like LA.
that makes sense. Yeah,
But yeah,
It was pretty bomb,
but it's
but it's not gonna be like bomb right from the source, like out in Korea.
The
well, that's
sauce.
not true. That's not. I have
Sauce.
faith. I have faith. There's got to be at least a barbecue out here that does it.
Oh
right.
no, there's several,
Yeah.
man. I've been to
I
Koreatown in
exactly.
LA, dude. There's so many spots to choose from, and they're all competing with each other
Yeah.
for pricing and shit. So it's like a part of the city that's like mostly run by Koreans, and it's all Korean people working, and all of them are in competition, and there's like different levels of it. It's like, yep.
I gotta check that out.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, if I go to a Korean barbecue, I'm gonna want a Korean that's
Uh-huh.
making it.
Yeah, we gotta do that soon.
If you
I
go
mean-
there and you see like me behind the counter, you might want one there.
Are you
if it's
offended
Korean.
Juan has been making your orange chicken? Is that what you're?
I know, right? I just don't know
Because
sometimes.
last time I checked, he makes some really good orange
Yeah. No.
Juan can stay.
It's okay.
chicken. He can.
So what do the guys do at night after their shift is over on the weekdays?
There's not a whole lot to do, so you find yourself like just core guy stuff. So you're either gonna work out, you're gonna drink, you're gonna play pool. What else we got? You're gonna stay in the barracks and play some video games.
Yeah.
One of the worst parts. Sorry, Natalie. There's
No,
not
it's
a lot
okay.
of women there, man. Not a lot of American women there. So
Right.
you get a little thirsty after a while.
Yeah.
You get a little thirsty. You go out and you're like, I just need to see a woman.
Yeah.
It sounds like there were plenty of women there.
Well, there were.
Different types.
But it's not good when you always have to pay for the company. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Oh.
It's not a happy.
Fucking the game up.
You know? It's,
No hot spots that guys would go to meet just like Korean women.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You
But
can
they
go
have
to
to pay.
bars.
No,
Oh,
no,
man.
no, no. Tim made it clear that's not what he.
Oh, you
No,
mean like
I mean-
a one that
Like
that
a
doesn't
regular
charge?
woman.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Like you might to go in there taking a chance. You might strike out. You may just talk to somebody. Who knows what?
You're good. You got really good odds as an American soldier in a Korean bar.
Yeah.
Really good odds. You're gonna close that deal. If,
Oh,
if
okay.
not,
Something's wrong with you.
time for a pep talk, Junior. Because you should be able to close that. It's
Right. And like you said before, the younger ones are the younger people that are
They
into
really
into
like-
Americans.
Yeah, and I think it's because from what I can gather, Hollywood just looks like paradise when you're not in this country. And
Yeah.
and when you do leave this country, it really reminds you how amazing this country is. Because one of the things with the Korean police, I have seen those guys beat the living bejesus out of people. And what's amazing is that it's awesome because they almost never pull a gun. They just beat the shit out of you. That's it.
Well,
That's amazing, right?
That's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
You go, oh,
No, yeah,
gee,
that's-
oh, yeah. I've seen guys accidentally bump into them when they're drunk and just get wrecked. But you lived.
yeah. That's how it should be. I mean,
You know what I
that's how it
mean?
should
Like,
be.
it's crazy
I mean,
because
as far as like
a lot of them
the whole
have
no
this,
gun
like,
thing.
A lot of them have this like 5-foot long rubber stick, and all you got to do is see them just beat the brakes off of somebody once and to fear that stick. And you see one of them just doing this, and you go, shit. Don't look at him. Don't look at him. But yeah, it seems extreme, but after you watch it work, and after you live in that country, and after you walk down 1,000 dark alleyways, and you're like, Jesus, man, does nothing happen here? No.
That's cool though.
It's almost being an American. You're almost creeped out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Which how wrong is that?
Yeah,
how,
for
how
sure.
unbelievably jacked up is that? That
Shows you.
you go to another country like, what's wrong with you people? You're not killing each other.
No, yeah. I would probably mean I don't walk around here at night, but
It's
Last time I did, I
But
got
Tim
hit by a
does.
car. So
Tim walks the streets for you.
Oh yeah.
yeah, no one. I won't
Absolutely.
ever walk the dog at night around here.
Oh, that's
Get ran over by a damn car.
Yeah.
That's the last time I walked around at night.
Yeah.
We can get you one of those shiny rain suits. Those are pretty cool.
I was wearing all dark clothing for some reason.
Yeah.
Not the best
It
judgment.
was in front of the shopping center. It's lit up there. There's lights in front of the shopping center.
You're
right here.
expecting
No,
the
it's still
tweaker
pretty
to
dark.
see you.
Is it?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a pizza delivery driver. It's his fault.
Oh, definitely.
Well, he was
Yeah,
stoned.
thank you.
Oh, for sure.
Probably.
Or if not
Wait,
more.
what pizza place?
This one
This
right
matters.
here.
Michael's.
Oh, he
Oh,
was
my
high as
God,
hell.
pizza.
He was
Yeah.
good. How do you even get down the street?
Yeah, and he's pretty old too.
He was.
Like his
Probably
vision
couldn't
was
see.
probably fading.
He was working on them cataracts. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And it was like he was like parked. We've told this on the podcast before, but it's a great story anyway. He was
We don't
parked in
tell
the.
story.
He was like leaving to do a delivery, and he was parked right in the outlet where the it
he
turns
came-
out into the street, and
He
he was
came
just.
out hot.
You know, he was
Yeah.
he was stopped there like putting
He
in the
stopped.
directions
So I was
in
like,
his
he's
in his
waiting for
phone, I
me.
think, because he was sitting there for like a couple minutes.
So I figured he was waiting for me to cross. 'Cause
And
I was
Natalie just
like,
ended up walking in front of him. Right when she does, he took off.
Too
You know,
soon,
not too
Joe.
fast because she was fine, but
Yeah.
she like went up on the hood.
Oh.
Coincidentally, I
over.
walked it or I watched it coincidentally because we didn't even leave the house together. I went on a jog, and towards the end of my jog, I was coming by the pizza place.
Yeah.
And I see this person get hit by a car in front of me. I'm like, what the fuck? And then
didn't know it was me.
the person's dog flies up in the air and goes off the leash and starts running towards me. And I'm like, that's
What do you
my
want?
fucking dog.
Oh, this is a problem. This.
Yeah.
That's when he realized it was me. But I never decided to walk the dog at night. I was just like, he left for a jog, and I was like, I'm gonna go walk the dog. And like,
It was
got my
probably a
black
full
hooded
moon
sweatshirt
or
on
something.
And, like, my
And
dark
probably
pants.
some weird
Was,
time.
was there a half
Yes.
second where you thought to yourself, "That's what this son of a bitch gets for stealing my dog"?
Yeah, I know.
That's right.
No, right when I noticed it was my dog, I was like, oh, fuck, that's Natalie. I ran over to her. I was like, oh, shit, are you okay?
See, that's.
I was just worried about the
And
dog.
then you pulled out the 4.4 and you shot the
right.
pizza delivery
No, she
driver
started screaming
like
at all
a
crazy.
good
I was like-
American.
Yeah.
Well, I
was
mean,
pissed off,
I
the
would
guy.
be pissed off
So
too.
free pizza for life, right? Like-
No.
No, we probably could have made a big deal about
So
it.
you're
but-
telling me you actually got up?
Yeah, I got up and I
Wrong
was just
move.
like, I'm going
Wrong
home.
move.
Oh, I
why,
know,
why would you get
yeah.
up? Why would you get up? Do you know how many your
I
neck
felt-
and your back?
It was like right
Need a
before
backy out of it.
Christmas. I felt bad. I didn't want the guy to lose his job.
I think the guy lost his job anyway.
I'm sure
Yeah.
he fucking
And I was
did.
like, he's like 50 or
He
60,
lost his
working
life,
at the
I
pizza
mean.
place. He's probably hard up for money. Like, he's, I don't know.
That took a tragic turn. Jeez.
Yeah, it felt bad. I was like, I was like, I'm fine.
See-
but I do have a messed up lower back now. But I think that's from like horse accidents and car
Nonsense.
accidents.
Nope, it's because you got hit by the
No,
pizza
yeah.
Could be.
Hey,
Falling
hey, stop
downstairs.
talking.
Oh yeah.
Your
falling
legal
downstairs.
counsel says stop
Allegedly.
talking.
Yeah.
Statements only.
Yeah.
It's all hearsay.
Prepared statements only.
All right, let's get to the fun stuff. Run us through the weekend, Aaron.
Oh God, here we
What?
go.
The sex.
Well, I mean, it's not just that. I mean, you could be like me, where you just go to the drinky bar, get drunk, and play pool all night. That's what I was
Okay, yeah.
great at. I mean,
Yeah.
I honed a fine skill in billiards. It was.
I'd be
it was
drinking
really-
all the
Yeah.
time and then eating the street food. That's what my thing would be like. I'd be
Pool's
like,
a
I'm
big-
gonna go
big
get
deal
a
over
That's what
there?
I did. That's
stick.
literally what I did for almost 2 years straight. I just played pool, got drunk, and ate chicken on a stick.
Yeah.
Are their pool
so
tables
cool.
the same over there? as
Yes,
over
they
here?
love pool.
And they play the same, like, 8
love
balls?
Pool. And you don't mess with them because they will eat your lunch.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're good. I've seen dudes over there where I'm like, I don't think I should be in this pool hall right now. There is nothing but a bunch of people looking at me who are about to
Shit.
wonder how much money I have.
Yeah, huh?
Wow.
It was bad. There are some sharks out there, man. They love it. It's crazy. Yeah,
Huh.
there used to be. They have kind of. It's kind of cool. They have themed bars sometimes. So you'll go,
Oh, that's
and I
cool.
think they kind of do this for Americans. Mainly, I don't think they would naturally do it for them. But sometimes you'll go into a place where it's like a Western bar, or sometimes you'll go into a place. Yeah, it's crazy like that. There'll be guns on the walls and Wyatt Earp everywhere and John Wayne, and you're like, what
Oh,
the hell?
funny.
Did I just go to Arizona? Fuck that. You know what I mean? Then you go down a club or two, and it's like you're at freaking Coachella. Like, whoa, okay.
Oh my
all right.
gosh.
Yeah,
how
it's
trippy.
it's pretty crazy. So
cool.
we used to have this one. It was like a 3rd-story building, and we go all the way to the top, and it's just whole room full of pool tables. And me being the dork I am, the first thing I'm thinking, how the hell is the top floor holding all this weight? These fuckers are heavy.
Oh yeah.
But either way, you know, it was really cool because it was just a bar with like literally one small like bar area and then just 20 pool tables. Like, yes, this is like home.
yeah.
This
that's-
is amazing. Now they played terrible K-pop. Sorry, buddy. All night long. But oh god, it was great. It was great.
Is
You
that
could
like
just-
the main music there? Like they don't? Do they play any like rock and roll or anything? Like
I don't remember. I mean, they like our music a lot.
oh okay.
Is karaoke
I was
big
about to
there?
say that. Is
Karaoke
karaoke
is
a thing there?
huge.
Oh,
Still hold
did
a couple
did you
of high
do
scores
karaoke
myself.
while you were
Oh
there?
yeah.
How fun!
Oh yeah. I got and they do it like, I guess I would say we do it how they do it, because
okay.
they rent out a room. You get your own bottle service, and it's
Yeah.
not like some crazy club bottle service. It's literally
No.
like, oh, you want beer, $6,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
And you get your own room, you and your friends. And what's really cool is over there they have a scoring system, and that shit right there causes problems.
No shit.
Somebody fucks around and puts in a 98, you'll see a lot of, all right, motherfucker, hold on a second, I'll show you.
I've never seen that.
the sco- and
I've
it's-
sung
it's-
karaoke before, but I didn't know there was a scoring
Oh,
system
it's pretty
for
accurate.
It's
If you-
way better that way
if
because
you-
it's a
Yeah.
private room and you're not singing in front of fucking strangers.
it. That, see, I thought that was the best part about karaoke was singing in front of
but-
strangers,
but-
right?
Yes, it is, but it isn't, because you got to be very drunk, but you also got to be brave. When it's just your friends, you just
Yeah.
got to be a little drunk and sound like an idiot.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what
true.
I mean?
Yeah, you're more comfortable.
Anyone
For
can
sure.
sing
Oh,
Afro
yeah.
Rose in a family group.
But yeah, we used to go out karaokeing and like I don't know, I don't know. I think I would drink before I would go sing.
Hey, the
and then
greats
I would
did
be
it.
like, okay, I'm not nervous at all no
That's
more
right.
because you have liquid courage. Or whatever.
After a while, though, we would just like show up and just, or maybe not you, but I would just show up. And not like the stage fright went away after a while. Doing it every week, once
well,
a
yeah,
week.
at the same place, like you get comfortable.
But that bar would get pretty crowded though too. But usually the crowd, we would get there early. The crowd would file in when we were already 3 sheets to the win, and like
Perfect.
yeah.
yeah.
Perfect.
So you're when you're singing in front of a lot of strangers, it's
Right about
like
the
you're
time
pretty
you guys
much
are rocking
trashed
a
already.
duet.
Yeah.
No, we never sang those duets together. We always separate songs. I don't think
Yeah, we did.
me and you.
Yeah.
What?
Beatles. Hello, goodbye, right?
Oh yeah, we did sing that one before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit it.
I don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello. I can see that being a problem. Well, how did you guys do that? Hey, you're fucking it up.
I don't know. And then
Basically,
people-
just fucked it up.
Remember, 3 sheets to the wind, 3 sheets to the wind.
And
Yeah,
everybody
I
else
don't
there's
know.
drunk too, so people are like,
You
it.
sound great.
Now, was it closer to a Ringo, or are you more Ozzy at that point?
Oh shit! I'm just terrible, basically.
Yeah, I was going to
I'm
say.
I'm
Tim
definitely
can't
closer
sing.
to Ringo for sure.
Yeah, Tim can't sing.
yeah,
he
he does
even
sing
shook
things
his
good.
head. He knows.
No, you would
I
sing-
can sing some songs, but I definitely
always sing
found
like Jim
myself
Croce a lot.
over my head more often than
I have
not.
that
He would
same
pick
issue.
hard ass songs sometimes. and
I
I'm
do
like,
that
what?
same thing.
He picked that one Red
Why?
Hot Chili
Why
Pepper
do we do
song
that?
Where he's,
Yeah.
like, where he's just like, what is that one Red Hot Chili Pepper song where he starts freaking going all fast?
Oh, Soul to Squeeze.
yeah, he sings
Soul
this
the
shit.
Squeeze isn't fast. Can't
Yes, it
stop.
is.
Oh, there's one
Can't
part in it
stop.
where it's
There's
like
one
a
part where he just like
you don't. He's like
real
mumbling.
quick.
I don't know.
He goes for it.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's
One
like
part of it.
I think it's 3 sentences and then a pure mumble sentence. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
I have
like
no
that.
idea.
I was
what
totally
the lyrics
unprepared
are.
Can't
for it.
stop is the fastest one though. I think. All right, we're gonna find out, people. We're gonna find out. Can't
But-
stop, addicted to the shindig.
No, yeah, when you listen to it, you'll hear it.
No,
Like,
no,
oh,
no.
shit.
By the way,
But
I'm
all I know is
Still
like,
gonna
how
have to
you
say the
sing this
originals
shit right now?
faster than that.
steak knife, con shop.
No,
Ain't that freak? She's such a little DJ.
That's. I think Soul to Squeeze was the only Chili Pepper song I ever sang. Though I don't think I
I used to
even.
do.
All I know
Sang
is like,
Under
what
the
is
Bridge.
he doing right now?
Wow.
I like soul. That's a good song though.
It is a good song, yeah.
That's a
So
great
sometimes
song.
I would sing like songs that I just really like, and then figure out there's a part in there that I would just totally embarrass myself
All
on.
you
You
gotta
know.
do
I would
is
always
you
sing the
just-
White Rabbit
yeah.
song. I like that song. It's like an
By
old song.
Janis?
Jefferson
Or
Stars.
Jefferson
shit.
Airplane.
Airplane.
It's
Yeah.
like an old
It's the
old
one
I like
mom
White-
and dad
makes
song.
you-
Old people only know it.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just like that. I love that song.
No, I did not sound like that at all.
Feed
Yeah.
your
Yeah,
head.
it's like a crazy weird song.
Don't
But,
you want somebody
I would do that
to
song.
love?
but yeah, karaoke's fun. I want to go to Korea now. And I want to buy a bunch of stuff and send it back here.
You have any interest in going back on vacation?
I would actually.
Yeah.
I would. And be careful with that too, because you get in trouble with that.
Oh.
We used to have a big.
I didn't know.
Excuse me, not we. People used to have this big scheme because what most people don't know is that Reebok was their home manufacturing was in Korea for a while. Well, Reebok used to make jerseys for the NFL, for
Long time.
a couple other people, and guess where you could go and get them for about $5?
Oh shit.
Guess what you could get made for about $5 that was fully authentic? You get an O.J. Simpson, you can get a Walter Payton.
Oh my
You can
gosh.
get whatever you want. So guys would go out with $100, pack up a box and send it home.
Yeah.
And they started making a whole lot of money doing that.
Yeah,
Well,
because you can turn
probably-
around and sell one of those
Wow.
jerseys.
Yeah,
for
you sell
like
a Walter
shitload.
Payton or a freaking you sell a juice right now. Woo! Well, maybe
Yeah.
not a juice.
I'll wear the juice.
Hey, the juice will wear the juice.
Oh, that's smart.
But,
I wouldn't even
yeah,
think,
I
I
mean-
wouldn't even think about that.
Well, I mean, there was another.
But
scam.
that's a great idea.
Soldiers are sketchy, man. You're talking about hundreds.
I would want to do that.
If
Once
not-
somebody like I'm thinking I want to do that, but I just wouldn't think of it. But if somebody's like, well, why don't you buy a box and send it back and sell them? I'd be like, ah.
Well, it was all great until customs got involved and it was like,
Oh.
so why are you sending home 10 boxes of jerseys, sir?
I have a lot of family. That's a box for each
And,
family.
well, I think it.
Oh, it's a box
There's some
filled with
serious.
jerseys
Well,
inside
there's
of
some
there, probably.
trademark law involved because you're undercutting basically Reebok,
Yeah.
Oh.
and
So
so
you're undercutting the NFL.
you get in big
All of
trouble.
them.
You might
They
as
all
well just
want
take
you.
a knee on Sunday because it's gonna be that bad.
Shit. But could you send could I if I was like, well, I want to just go shopping for myself.
Oh yeah, you could have a couple for yourself. It was not a big deal to get I don't know 10, 15, but
And like the computer, like you say.
Mm-hmm.
What about a car? I could just send a car back too.
No, because the issue is once you put it on the ship and it hits customs here, they're gonna say, well, now you need to be able to get it smogged. And now there's really a lot of
Label.
stupid stuff
Yeah.
that well, it's probably not stupid. It's probably safety related, but America will make you do to your car just to put it on the road here. And a lot of the guys
Make it
that
legal.
bought those BMWs and those Audi, they ran into that problem. But I think the military helped them out with that. That was one of the sweet deals that we did get.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool.
You ever go to any baseball games while you were there?
I
They have
never did.
baseball there?
Yeah.
I never did.
Not like Japan, but they
No, I
have
heard
it.
South Korea loves baseball.
I actually
Maybe just playing.
I went
it,
to a
but
couple
not real baseball.
taekwondo, and what's really funny about Korea is it's true. They all know taekwondo.
Yeah.
It's the national sport. So
That's cool.
ha-ha, you
I was
get
in
to be-
Taekwondo, but I didn't make it all the way. Just halfway, and then I don't know what happened. My
I
parents
think-
moved or something.
I accidentally have a blue belt or the yellow belt. The second one, whatever that is, not the
Yellow.
first one, second one.
White, yellow. I don't remember all the colors.
I learned
but
kata number 2, so that was good enough.
yeah, I only made
So
it
you
like
learned a
one
little
past
bit of
yellow.
Taekwondo while you were there?
Oh yeah, I still remember the flamingo stance and everything, man. You gotta watch out.
Oh.
That's cool.
Did you break a board with your hand?
No, I didn't get that far. That was gotta get to the next belt.
I got a little medal from my Taekwondo.
I got a certificate of achievement from the head leader of Taekwondo of Korea.
Oh, and yeah, in the legit area too,
Yeah.
like the
Oh,
legit Taekwondo.
That dude put on an exhibition one time. I was like, I can't do that. No, I'm not even getting close to that. He was- oh Jesus! It was like a
my
little
God.
Yoda, just like nuts, dude. It was crazy because Taekwondo is mostly feet, and so when they really get
Yeah.
to kicking and spinning, you're just like, holy hell, dude! Get away from me!
Crazy.
Like, take down, single leg. Fuck, Jesus, get out of here! It's not a good when they get up there. Like, they get really talented. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really representative of the culture, though. The discipline, the constant repetition. It's pretty cool.
So you went to a Taekwondo tournament while you were there?
A couple exhibitions, yeah. I remember the funniest thing ever, man. One time I accidentally walked into an actual MMA gym, thinking that it was going to be like maybe an actual fight or something. I thought we were going to go see a fight, and it was so funny. We walked down in there, dude. And it was literally one of those movie moments. It's me and my buddy Chow, and Chow's maybe 5 foot.
He
Sorry,
sounds
Chow.
a
3.
little shorter.
And dude, we make it to the bottom of these stairs, and literally it was like somebody scratched the record off the table. And every MMA guy in there, it was actually just a training gym. And there was all these yoked up Koreans, which by the way is a very rare thing. You don't see a lot of yoked up Koreans, and they all just stop, just broop.
Oh.
Wrong door.
Right.
Oh, sorry guys.
Sorry.
You know, and I mean, this is like the most fit I think I've ever been in my life. I was all of like 21, 22. I was pretty well, I was there. I had
Well,
it.
and you do
Yeah.
your training every
Yeah,
around
you know,
every day.
and it's
like,
so funny because you just walk down there and you're just like, I don't belong here.
oh my god.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I would
But-
be like, "Ooh,
It was funny
sorry."
too. Yeah, just it was only that just you hear all the commotion of a gym, and as a guy, you know what's going down. You hear the bags, and you hear somebody sweating over here, and to hear all that stop at once, and everybody is like, as a guy,
It's
you're
all
like,
scary.
this is the moment where the bear's right behind me, or the tiger's about to hit. This
Right.
is code red. Like this
Walk
is
down
nature's
slowly,
telling
like,
me, like, look big, and back away slowly.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Fight or
apologize.
flight.
Did you walk in there by yourself or with?
No,
Chow?
it was me and Chow. It was
Oh,
me and
okay.
Chow, but it was so funny because we were just like, this is not what. Oh, shit.
What you should have done is started yelling at him in English. Be
Well, I
like,
was-
as you were! And then
Oh my god!
about face out.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually
that.
looked at my buddy and I remember, should I do it? And he's like, what? I said, should I say, I want Dong Po. I want Dong Po.
What's that? The
From-
dog meat?
No, from the.
Oh.
You ever see you ever see John Claude Van Damme, the kickboxer, where he goes all the way into this Thai like competition, and there's this big deadly dude, and he's no one, and he just walks in and says, "I want to fight you," and the whole place just goes, "Who the hell are you?" And so I looked at it and I was like, I should have done it.
That'd be so hilarious.
Should have done it. I mean,
Should've
some
done it.
some little Korean dude would have just broke my neck in seconds, but it would.
Yeah, maybe more than one. They might have
I was
been.
thinking about it.
And
You
they
know,
move so fast too, Paul. Just like shh.
I would have. It would have been Chris Tucker. Which one
Yeah.
of y'all just kicked me? But
It's funny. That was a funny movie.
that's good.
Tim, I had to go.
All right, man. We'll probably go for like 15 more minutes.
Perfect. Well,
Thanks for coming by, dude.
at Undoctrinated One, it's not even the outro.
That's all right.
Where are
Get
you
that out
going
there
really
as much as
quick, though?
possible.
Tell us. You going
Yeah.
out partying or something?
Kind of a little bit.
He's got
Just going out to tame some strange.
Yeah.
No, this is a jacket. Thank you.
Maybe some nachos. I like nachos.
Oh man, if I go out somewhere like
Just
that,
get some nachos.
yeah,
When
no.
you're drunk.
Oh,
That'd be
well,
tasty.
hopefully, if it's a good night, maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, man. We're going to Vegas, but
Oh,
Oh
are you?
yeah, we're
we'll be
leaving the day
available
after tomorrow.
later this
Wow,
week. So
what a one-upper, man.
Yeah, I know.
We got to party it
That
up before
was-
the baby comes. We got
That
a lot
was
of living to do.
impressive. All
Well,
right,
I
gotta
can
go.
drink and you can.
we got to
Oh, I know,
coordinate
you
with
can't.
the
That's true.
co-host.
You can drink and I can't. I know.
Who's going to have more fun after all?
No, I'm not rubbing it in your face. I'm just letting you know we'll be out of town for a couple days.
No, I know.
but We'll
Yeah,
be back
I knew-
on
I knew you
Wednesday,
weren't
and
rubbing it
I hit the lottery,
It's
but I'm
okay.
not.
You had that 4-hour drive. I don't. You know. It's no
Yeah.
problem.
That's cool.
I'll
Get
try
some
it.
of that alien beef jerky.
Oh, he's never tried it. We'll get
what?
some for you to try
Okay.
it. It's
That'd be
delicious.
dope.
How
You've had it
dare
before?
you?
I
How
know.
dare you?
You don't
You
like
must
it,
have
or
it.
have
How
I
dare
never?
you?
Oh,
Have
of
you
course
not
he
had
likes
it?
it. Everybody. There's not one person that doesn't
There's
like it.
nothing else on the way. Literally, you're driving and it's like alien jerky. Like, what the shit is alien jerky?
And it's an alien shit too. It's a
They
giant-
have the
it's a
Peggy
shit.
Sue's Diner too. I've never been there either.
I've never
been there.
seen that. Like I've always seen the signs, but I've
You've
never
never
seen
seen
the
it?
actual diner.
Oh.
Just signs.
I never
Hard to
go there
miss.
because I stop at alien jerky.
Oh,
I already
yeah,
went.
no,
there.
Yeah.
I have to
Jeez,
do that.
What's wrong with you?
Dude, it's been a pleasure.
It's been great, man.
Yeah. Hope to have you back on.
I would love to.
Maybe before I come back on. I don't know. Probably not.
You know what? Hey, they're going to Vegas, bro. We got this.
Yeah. Okay. We'll hold it down.
Hey,
We need in the
special
house.
episode.
Yeah.
Special.
Do you like spicy jerky or no?
Yeah, do you not remember the last episode where I ate it in front of everybody?
Yes, but it's more enjoyable if it's a little bit less spicy, maybe.
I mean, I handled it. Tim will tell you.
Yeah.
He'll get the medium spice, maybe. Tim gets this one
No,
colon
there-
cleanser.
I
You want
didn't-
something to eat? Colon
That
cleanser.
stuff still isn't as
Way
hot
too
as
spicy.
that Carolina Reaper, though.
I ate the Carolina.
I know. That's hotter than any alien
That's
jerky I've
what
ever
I'm
had.
saying.
Oh, okay, okay.
What's wrong? Ugh.
She's trying to sun
No.
me over here.
I like the teriyaki one. Ooh, they got like a pineapple teriyaki one. It's tasty.
God, I'm such an old grumpy man. I just like peppered. That's
Oh,
it.
pepper's
Pepper.
good.
Yeah,
Just
just like
plain
pepper,
without
yeah.
like the
Yeah.
stuff on
Later,
it.
TJ.
Literally.
Bye,
Have a good one,
TJ.
buddy.
No, yeah, that kind's good too. I used to get like this beef jerky, like I don't know. I'd go to like the gas station or liquor store with my dad when I was little and be like, those plastic.
Right?
You just pull a,
Yeah.
a big old. It's like
That
a
Giant strip.
huge
You know what's
piece.
funny?
It's like thin.
It was,
and
I swear to God, it
so
wasn't
good.
until I was like 25 I realized how much I taxed my parents for on that. Because you ever notice that? That fucker's like $15 or
Yes.
20
Really?
bucks. And that's, yeah, you don't ever grab that giant bag?
Yeah.
That big plastic
No,
bag?
not the big bag. She's talking about those strips, those like
Oh,
beef
I-
strips. They're up by
Like-
the register all the time. You
Okay.
open up
I
the
remember, yeah,
the
no.
plastic
They're like a huge
shield
piece of-
and you like grab
Yeah,
the strip.
it's
Those
got-
are cheap.
It's got a 30-minute time limit on it, too.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Those are
it's
cheap,
like
and who knows
paper.
what the hell they actually
Yeah,
are.
it's-
I don't know what it is, but when I was little, I'd be like, I want
Leftovers
to eat
from
this.
a
Yeah.
beef factory.
No, but big, huge bags of beef jerky are so expensive.
But they're so addictive.
So, oh yeah,
They're
So
so
good.
amazing.
I love beef
It's
jerky.
literally one of my worst habits is just grab that bag, pop the top, and then just sit there.
Yeah, whole bag.
The
Oh,
little
God.
bags are, it's cheesy. like
Well,
a smaller bag.
they're going
Like
the
you
way
can
of
eat it.
potato
I can eat it all in a
chips.
sitting.
Yeah,
Like
it's a bag of air now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You get that non $20 bag, you have 4
Yeah.
strips. And
same
a
with
lot
that,
of
that
crumbs.
alien jerky. I'll eat the whole bag as soon as 5 minutes. I could eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
probably.
Is that a challenge? Do you want me to do it in 4?
You don't go for the super spicy stuff though.
You know what's weird? Since Korea, I quit spicy.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
They probably have a
Oh,
whole
they're
different
into
kind of spice
spicy,
there.
huh?
Yeah, they've had some gnarly spice hit me. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bitch when it comes to spice. Like I just don't. I don't understand it. It doesn't enhance the flavor of food to me. It only just makes it hotter than shit. Like you kind of lose some of the
Other flavors.
Whatever-
There's a certain
whatever it is you're eating.
sensory advantage you get to it that you don't get from anything else. You know,
Like
it hits. It's
Like you start sweating or something.
no. I
But
think
that's not fun.
I think it comes with like a little bit of a euphoria. I think.
How spicy foods are you eating?
Okay, I mean I kind of understand because there's that.
Like a
Everybody,
rush?
everybody has that one place with the chips and the salsa, where the salsa is just at that point to where you eat it, and after about 4 chips, you're going,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah,
god,
but you
this
wanna
shit
keep
is
eating
good.
it.
Yeah. and you just keep going, and then sure
Yeah.
as shit, next day you're just like, oh god, what is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I ate the salsa.
There's a few
Yeah.
things that
I always
where it's like
go
that.
for the hottest sauce at the on the salsa bar.
No, I can't eat it that hot.
I think I'm a repercussion-based guy because I just know what the next day brings, and I'm not interested in that. So I'll just be
Yeah.
like, you know what?
No, and you're right.
Hold the
Sometimes
salsa.
I
Hold the salsa.
overdo it, and it's not good for that because it'll mess you up the next day. But occasionally you hit the right spot, and my body's pretty good at processing it for the most part. But
eat it all the
I
time.
do overdo it
Do you?
sometimes. So
See, and I think I agree with you, Natalie. I think there's a learned or almost a tolerance
yeah.
because now that I don't eat anything spicy, almost never, like Cholula on a burrito, man, will almost mess me up. Like
Oh, shit.
I'm such a bitch now because I've quit for almost
Right.
I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. I've done that with like
So
spicy
many
foods. I won't
years.
eat it for a while, and then like I'll eat something that before I didn't think was too spicy, but then it tastes spicy.
Yeah, like wasabi. I used to make that freaking mud with the soy sauce, and then you put that, it just clears you out. You're like,
Yeah.
woo! Now it's just pure low sodium. Like I'm such a bitch. What happened, dude? Like, oh my god, I used to be the guy who walked around with a
It can get
freaking
hard on your insides too.
249,
Like, you can get, like
man.
the what is that? Burning or
Like acid reflux.
yeah, like you
That
get that
sucks.
stuff and
you get that mostly from like eating
I get that
greasy
from-
foods, though, right?
no,
I
like
get that
have
from
spicy
alcohol.
food too.
Alcohol.
Like if I drink a lot,
That's
I
like
don't drink a lot of beer, so if I drink a lot of rum,
I heard her dad gets it from sweet and sour mix.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, like when you drink
Really?
alcohol drinks, like
Which kinda makes
margaritas or
sense,
something.
Oh, that's sweet and sour. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking Chinese.
The kind of
I was like, huh, that's pretty crazy. That sucks because I like that stuff.
No, yeah, that
Yeah.
sauce is tasty. But no, yeah, like the drink mixers. Like
So basically, what does that mean? No Long Island's, huh?
no, he has to
Yeah,
get it with
yeah, he
something
orders
else.
it
He always
differently.
orders it with
like a juice or something, right?
yeah, like with just something that's not sweet and sour.
Yeah, that's okay. You shouldn't really be drinking Long Island's anyways. They're not.
I love them. I haven't had one in so long though, but I used to mix them here at home.
Wow.
Just because you can't really get an authentic Long
It would
Island
be
anywhere in
all- he'd put,
California.
like, the
Just
7
mad
different
man.
alcohols,
Mm-hmm.
all it'd be all the way up to the top, and then
And
just
one
like
drop
a,
of juice. To,
yeah, just this.
Well, yeah,
splash.
it's a shot of rum, a shot of tequila, a shot of vodka, a shot of gin,
wow.
and then a half a shot of orange liqueur. And then
That's
you
triple
go
sec. You mean?
triple sec. Well, I think triple sec is a brand name, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go a shot and a half of sweet and sour,
Jesus.
and then you put a little splash of Coke on the top. But
that's
that's a damn
5
good.
or 6 shots.
And the splash of
It's
Coke comes
strong.
after you mix it up. But that's an authentic Long Island, and they're delicious.
Goddamn Mardi Gras on a glass. Dude.
No,
That's
Just
so much.
they
put,
mess you up.
just make sure you,
One's all you
just
need.
make sure you're not going with the cheap liquor, and it's
I mean, that's true because I have basically quit everything, and I'm one of those really old people now that just does like 2 fingers of whiskey. I don't get that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Who I
no,
am.
I and like I said, I haven't had a Long Island in a long time. If I drank one, it probably would mess me up.
Like I'm literally that guy that says
Yeah, well, yeah.
2 fingers of whiskey. Who
But
does
yeah, and now my drink is like two fingers of tequila.
Yeah, right?
With
Like,
some
what is
ice
that?
and some
I don't need
lime.
ice. Like my wife was like, "Why don't you ice?" And I was like, "I don't know. It's better."
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
used to brew beer. Like you remember, I brewed some of the craziest beer you've ever seen. Like I would make 12% hefts and just wreck people. I made
Yeah.
like 11% ambers that were amazing.
Nice.
And now I'm just drinking. Literally, it's a good one. Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
I don't get
Yeah.
it.
Scotch or bourbon?
I believe it is
Or-
Johnny Walker Black blended whiskey.
I think that is Scotch, isn't it?
It might be. I don't know. I love it. I
Yeah.
can't stop drinking it.
Yeah.
It's man. And what's weird is I'm not even drinking to get drunk now. Like it's just like I've become my dad. I'm just drinking. To get drunk. Like, I don't even know. Like literally the other day I was sitting at home and I was drinking. I wasn't even
Whiskey's
drunk, and my brain was like, "Why are you drinking? What are you even doing? What? Is there a point to this?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Let's keep washing this car, though."
Yeah.
You have those conversations with yourself, just what is going on sometimes. Like it's weird the person you become over time.
I did
Yeah.
start drinking wine more like in the last
I
year.
can stand wine now, and I never could before.
Yeah. I actually love it now. Like I'll drink a couple bottles of wine every week.
I still don't
That's
like
amazing.
it very much.
Yeah.
But
I
No, I don't-
love
I don't
one of the
drink
things
now,
about wine I love is that you can perfectly pair wine with a food. You can't
Yeah.
really do that with a beer.
I haven't
Yeah.
learned that yet, and I still haven't refined my palate enough to really know what I like. But I'm mostly drinking red wine.
Red.
99% of the wine I drink is red, and I know that pairs well with like steak
Mm-hmm.
and salmon.
certain
But-
ones do though. Like certain ones pair well with like pasta, some steak, some with I don't know.
And I know I've had wine that I like more than others, but
Yeah.
I'm still just
I
buying
actually-
random bottles for the most part.
I ended up at a random wine tasting. I think it was like South Coast, maybe a couple years
Oh,
back.
in Temecula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can learn so much just from that silly little wine
Yeah,
tasting.
I
Like,
went to
you
wine
should-
tasting and I
you
was
should
like,
That's what I gotta
"Okay."
do,
You
yeah.
can kind of see what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah.
too.
It helps
Yeah.
really develop your palate. And you're like, if you're kind of like me, as you're drinking, you're like, oh crap, man, that would be so good with so and so, or this would be so good. You know what I mean? Like, kind of when I used to brew the beers, I always kind of wanted to try and pair it with something.
Yeah.
Because truthfully, my grand dream was actually to open a brewery restaurant kind of
That'd
barbecue
be cool.
and brew a beer that would pair with either like a tri-tip or
Yum.
brew I don't know, like a porter that would go with like maybe some sweet and spicy ribs, or you know what I mean, just
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
something like that. And
That's a
then
good
we
idea.
made weed legal, and I was like, well, why not combine all fucking three?
Oh,
Give it a
Yeah.
try.
smart.
And
then
then-
thray definitely going to be eating more
Well,
food. Probably.
Yeah, one of my
drinking.
buddies was trying to tell me like, well, that'll never happen. He's like, you can't put a bar and a dispensary together. And I was like, aha, that's why I'm gonna put the dispensary on one side, put the barbecue in the middle, and then
Yeah,
put
there
the
you
brewery on
go.
the far side, and we'll just send them down the line. Dude.
Right?
Give them munchies to start with, finish off the munchies, and then
Smart.
nightcap you.
Yeah, that's a hell of an idea.
Smart.
Throw a comedy club in there, and you have an all night hangout,
Yeah.
funny.
So Joe Rogan, if you're not doing anything this weekend, that'd be great.
or just put a stage in the corner.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't have a venue. I don't have meat, beer, and or a dispensary or
Not yet.
licenses for any of these
Yet.
things. But yeah.
yeah,
Call me.
hell yeah. All right, these last 5 minutes, I think I want to know mostly about North Korea.
He said he hasn't been there.
I know you haven't been there, but you've been to South Korea, so
Mm-hmm.
that's close enough. Were you stationed in South Korea when George Bush included North Korea in the axis of evil
I
when he did that speech?
If he did, I wouldn't know it.
Okay.
What did he do?
Did
He
you guys
just-
follow any of that?
It's very difficult to stay. Basically, any music, movies, or American culture between 2001 and 2002, I have no idea it happened.
Yeah.
There are still songs that come on the radio, and I'll just be like, "Holy shit, this is a great song!" What? And someone will look at me and be like, "Jesus, dude, this came out forever ago." And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Shit.
"What?"
Well, because they have their own, like, probably their own news
You just-
and, like, their own
Well,
everything.
you get what's called AFN, the Armed Forces Network, and if you're diligent, you can keep up. But for a 20-year-old, how often are you gonna sit there and watch the news every night and be like, "Okay, what happened at home?
Yeah.
Okay, what's going on
Yeah.
with stocks?"
It's the
And
last
I
thing
don't know,
people
man. I
would
just got off
do.
of work and freaking.
But there wasn't like no word ever traveled around like,
Word-
oh
word
shit, the
does.
president just included like North Korea on the list of countries we're gonna fucking basically be going to war with.
That's
Not
crazy
really.
shit.
I mean,
I didn't know he did that. I'm not
when you're in the
surprised,
military, basically, you have to remember that when they say jump, you just ask how high.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who we're pissed off at. You're going.
And I think it was in 2002 or 2003 when he did that.
Shit.
It's a weird kind of. They really deconstruct you as a regular person in basic and rebuild you the way they need you.
Yeah.
It's almost.
They turn you into, like, a machine.
I hesitate to say brainwashed, but they do program you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I am, and it's not bad. I am a much better person because of it now.
Yeah.
I struggle with a lot of things like interacting with some people, or I have a hard time with that sometimes. I have this strange feeling like I'm not normal because my brain works differently, whereas some people see things they can't do. I look at it and I go, why can't we do it?
Yeah.
What do I have to do right now? You stay here. I got this. Hold on. Let me go do something stupid or crazy. I got this. There is no. There's just, this is a little bit harder than it was yesterday. And it's really weird to feel that way, because sometimes you almost feel like regular people quit.
Right. Yeah.
Regular people, you'll be looking at good workers, good friends sometimes, and you're like, why are you tired? Why don't you want to do this?
Yeah.
They just said do it, so let's just do it. And that stays with you forever.
Yeah.
And it
Right.
really, sometimes it'll make you an enemy of your own friends, because bosses will just tell you to do something without even thinking about it. Okay. You know what I
Shit.
mean?
Yeah.
You're just, for the rest of your life, that's just with you.
And then you get a union job and people are like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, and people. I mean, I haven't experienced a lot of it, but there are times where I'll push, and people are like, "What's wrong? What are you trying to do here, dude? This isn't getting done today." And
Yeah.
Like,
It's time to
yes, it
start
is.
shutting it
you know
down.
what I mean? And I'm just, and I'm not saying that like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna finish it right now," but it's just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna work.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work to my level. And it's so funny because when you say that, dear God, they're like, well, you need to calm down. you know,
Yeah.
like, oh fuck, okay.
You're like, well, this is just how I
But
am.
it's-
Okay, I'm different.
It sucks. It sucks because you know you weren't that way. You know, it's so funny. My parents used to always give me shit because I was the slowest walker in the world when I was in high school. And I don't know if that's just a man thing. Like, we all just kind of used to wear the big jeans, oversized T-shirt, and it was kind of funny. But I walked slower than a freaking sloth moved. And now, few people can keep up with me.
Oh shit.
And it's not like I'm power walking or anything, but it's just I have this
Yeah.
weird pace. And I think maybe a lot of us have it because when I'm standing next to a military person, we walk at the same pace. But
Right.
but it's just, it's weird, man. You're different.
Yeah.
You're different, and you're different because you've seen things like North Korea. You're different because you've experienced the rice paddies. You've tried the other food.
Yeah.
You've seen a tower, roughly, I don't know what it, 20 miles or some nonsense, and you know there's a giant city there, and you know no one lives there. You know, I'll be honest with you, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna tell this story, but I'll keep it light. But when I got there, we made a big mistake, and the Korean people protested, and they ripped down our gate.
Oh shit.
And it was the first time I was ever handed live ammo, and it wasn't okay because you knew this wasn't what you were here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing happened, thank God, but it was just one of those moments where you're just like, holy shit, I'm not going to kill. I can't. And then, you know, like I said,
it's not
nothing
supposed to
happened.
be like this
but
right
you're preparing yourself like, Jesus Christ, dude,
Yeah.
it's either going to be me or them. And in that moment, that's a scary. Like, I shouldn't think that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It should
Would
never.
you prepare yourself to kill?
It should never. I should never look at a civilian person who is literally just a South Korean in a country that is allowing me to be there. They tore my gate down and they gave me ammunition. I should never look at those people and say, "Okay, you're about to die."
Yeah.
And not only were you about to die, but I carried a saw, which is basically a smaller version of an M60. So I wasn't just going to pop shot one or two people.
Right.
The amount of people that were at that front gate had it really come to pass, I was going to slaughter hundreds, possibly
Yeah.
thousands. I mean, with a weapon like that, you can essentially just
Do a
cut
lot of
down
damage.
anything that's in front of you.
Yeah.
You know, be it a body, be it a tree. I mean, Predator didn't lie when he picked up that fucking gun and all 6 of those guys cut down that forest. It can be done. These weapons are built that way. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're going to overheat them, and it was movie magic and this, that, and the other, but it can be done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It can be done. It's not far-fetched. Shit, they didn't need the helicopter gun that Arnold was carrying to do it. They just needed the 203 on the bottom of the M16 to do it. You know what I mean? We're so much more effective than what movies actually show you because we're trained and we're good.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah, you guys are like trained to kill.
yeah, but you know what I mean? But at the same time, that makes that it's a shitty trade because I'm colder, but I'm harder for it.
Yeah.
I can see things now that just won't affect me, and I can move right through it. And I don't think that's good, but at the same time, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For
It's
sure.
made me a stronger person. And
Yeah.
like I said, it's a shit trade because I feel like I'm this bulletproof asshole but at the same time, it's like I shouldn't be that way. So you're always on the inside, like
Yeah. Like a
shit.
torn.
Am I being normal right now? Like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Am I being that military asshole? And what's weird is that you'll hear other guys say we're only comfortable around each other, and that's kind of true because it's the only time you ever just let it
Well, yeah,
all
and I
go.
would think like a group like that, you've all been through something that nobody else has. So I think
Yeah.
there would be like a totally like unique bond with
There really is.
the
There is, and I mean,
fellow
everybody
people.
has a different
Servicemen.
path
Yeah.
in the service, and some guys see some shit that no one should ever have to see, and I can see it in them when I look at them, and a lot of military guys can. We can see it in their eyes. It's there, and I mean, regular people can sometimes see it. I've seen veterans that, I mean, were just monsters of men, and by the time they came back, they were this frail, scared thing, and it was just saddening.
Yeah.
You know, he was a 20-year-old guy with nothing but his life in front of him, and then he left for a year and it was over. You know, and he was I don't know what happened to him, but you know, I am talking about someone I know.
Yeah.
You know, and it just sucks. But to get off all the depressing stuff, it makes you harder, and you see things like North Korea. North Korea is crazy. It is. You have to remember when you go to South Korea, first of all, you're in a place that's nuts. Okay, they eat dogs, dude. I mean, they don't speak the same language. There's only 3 or 4 car makers there. So when you're on the road, you're only seeing a couple cars. It's the same cars. It's nuts. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You fucking walk down the street. Guess what, Tim? You're 2 feet taller than everyone there. And it is fucking freaky when you are looking down a street and you can see for miles and nothing but little black haircuts.
Oh, it's so weird.
It is creepy because, like I said, it's all alleyways, man. And when it's all packed and it's 1 o'clock and all these people are standing, and me and Tim are solid this far ahead of everybody, you know, and it's just different. So when you look at North Korea when you're there, it doesn't seem that crazy.
Yeah.
It's normal because you're already in something that's fucking crazy.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? The whole time is just this constant dance of what craziness am I going to see today?
Yeah.
That is the service. What am I going to see today, and how are we going to kick its ass?
Yeah.
And it's not so much kick its ass as how are we successfully going to complete something? How are we going to achieve what we set out to achieve? And North Korea is complicated because we're only there to help South Korea, and South Korea is kind of at the point it doesn't need us really anymore. They've come along.
Yeah.
And yet we're still there. And so politically, I'm not sure why we're there. I don't know if we should still be there because they
Some
seem
hidden agenda maybe or something. I don't know.
hidden, but not so hidden because truthfully, the guy up north is fucking crazy.
That's true,
I mean,
yeah.
He's fucking nuts.
Crazy
Has
person.
anyone outside of him ever fired a missile in the direction of America? I don't know, and I don't think so.
No idea. But
If you don't mind, let's talk about this a little bit more
ahead.
in a minute. I'm gonna stop this because we are up against it here. I'll lose this file if I don't stop it now.
Down this cool night, air is here.
All right, so I gotta ask, what was the mistake you guys made that caused the protest?
The mistake was that one of our armored vehicles ran over two 14-year-old South Korean schoolgirls while they were on their way to a birthday party.
I shouldn't have done that.
That's
The
generally.
girls, I mean. No, I'm
Okay.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So generally, that is a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. You never want to hear something like that happen, but it did have extreme repercussions. It was not, and this was, I mean,
The people
I
there
think I
are
was
so
only.
short. They probably didn't see them above the
Shit.
tire wheel thing. Like, no, I'm not trying to be mean. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't specifically know what armored vehicle it was. They're all actually very high in the air.
Yeah,
they're all pretty damn
things.
big outside of a Hummer. But the shit part about that is most armored vehicles have two spotters. And I'm sure that was probably talked about and debated, but you know what's done is done, and it just sucked.
Yeah.
It just really sucked, and they were pissed, and they had all right to be pissed. They had all the right in the world because, I mean, we're mainly in other countries to keep peace, and so when you do something like
Yeah.
that, there's zero recourse, and so they were understandably livid
Yeah.
at us, and it's a really, really shitty situation to be put in because if you look at the leadership of the military at that time, what do? Do you just let the Koreans come in and kick our ass? Because by all rights, they should. You know what I mean? We've done wrong. But at the same time, we can't just gun them all down. And thank God
Right.
nothing came of it. We were, truthfully, if I remember correctly, we were all saved by the ROKs, the Republic of Korea Army, and they came in and swooped in. And thank you guys if any of you are listening.
Yeah.
But they saved the day, and none of us had to do a damn thing.
Crummy situation.
It was
Like,
it was
ugh.
terrifying, absolutely terrifying,
Yeah.
because this was exactly what you didn't sign up to do. You know what
right?
I mean?
Yeah. You don't expect for
You
something
know,
like that
I
to
mean,
happen.
you're on your way to basic in the bus with all the other guys going, "Yeah, we're gonna go fuck some fucking terrorists up, yeah!" And next thing you know, you're pointing a gun at a Korean, going, "Wait a minute, hold up,
Like, it's not
dude.
supposed to be like
Yeah, this is not right. This is not what I know. I'm supposed to. Shit, I am an infidel."
like, fuck, am I the terrorist now or
Yeah,
what?
yeah. I mean, that's.
Ah.
I hate to say it. Sometimes I think we are. We don't. We just have more money and more bullets, and we want to keep it that way. I don't know. I don't know what I believe, man. It's such a crazy time. Such a crazy time.
No, yeah.
It's trying to understand.
Well, what do you think about the new diplomatic relations that have kind of opened up with us and North Korea, and then obviously, more importantly, South Korea and North Korea?
That is insane because that was not even. When I was there, that was not even a thought.
Yeah.
The thought was they were coming to kill us. We just don't know when. And
Right.
so I am not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Trump hater. I don't love the guy. I don't hate the guy. I'm waiting
Right.
to see what he does because, to me,
Right,
in my
yeah.
opinion, he hasn't so much really done anything bad. Also, he hasn't really done anything great because his
Right.
whole campaign was based on jobs and making America great again and this, that, and the other. And he's kind of done some of it,
Yes.
but for the most part, not really. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so for me, I'm not mad at him.
Little
But
hit or
the
miss type.
fact that he got into North Korea, that right there, I'm gonna let him have it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That was a fucking major problem. That guy was launching nukes at us.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't know if anyone's ever done that.
No, yeah, I couldn't.
Last
believe
time
it.
I
was
checked,
like,
they
what
put
is
him in
happening right
Cuba
now?
and Kennedy flipped out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
That's the closest anybody ever got. He actually fired him, shot him.
Yeah.
And so for Trump to do that, dude, hat off.
Oh yeah,
Because-
for sure.
Let's look at the succession. I mean, his father was psychotic, and not a single president even got close to talking to that
Yeah.
guy.
Madeleine Albright went over there.
Did she? But
Yeah.
did anything happen?
There was some sort of treaty that was signed. I don't know the full details. There was supposed to be like a nuclear denuclearization to an extent, and we were
Right.
supposed to help them with
Dismantling?
their energy sources and
okay.
and actually, I don't know the full details of it, but from what I heard,
Was
we
this
didn't
before he was
we didn't
firing
live up to our end
nukes
of the
from
bargain.
box?
Right.
And it kind of like I think we were supposed to help them with some like cold water reactors that we never did. That was part of the deal.
Oh,
So
yeah,
then they
dude.
just started advancing the nuclear
Solar
program after
panels
that.
for nukes. Great trade. Great trade.
I know, right?
Essentially, that's what it was. Like Madeleine Albright went over there and
Oh, you're fine.
they worked out a deal for them to stop stop with their
though, I mean,
their weaponization
Yeah.
of nuclear power.
considering
essentially.
Junior was firing them as I don't think it
Yeah,
worked too
and
well.
obviously, eventually, as we know, they became a
They were
nuclear
doing just
power.
fine, which is what scares me about the Middle East, because how many promises are made over there about nuclear arms that are just like, okay.
Yeah, and I think what a lot of it had to do was this was at the end of the Clinton administration when the deal was made, and then when Bush took office, they kind of were like they put the kibosh
Put
on the
kibosh.
deal.
Yeah, how funny is that?
Yeah, so I don't know,
Scary
but
times.
it does seem like relations with them are as good as they've ever been.
I would agree. I would absolutely agree.
And then what's really optimistic is the fact that they are they're actually removing the landmines in the DMZ.
That is
and
Oh,
that's
wow.
that's absolute.
both countries competed together in the Olympics.
Yeah, they held hands. I mean, it was nuts. So I mean, just those
These are like steps in the right direction.
those are
I think, for
milestones.
Sure. Yeah.
You cannot call those steps
That's
because
true, yeah.
if you watch any North Korean documentary on any country outside of North Korea, we're evil.
Yeah, they say like
We're
wild shit about us.
Gee,
Like,
they're vile towards
Yeah.
everyone because Kim Jong? Kim Jong is
Which
their
one?
their
I don't know what they're.
Kim Jong Il, I believe, is the new one, right?
Kim Jong Un.
Kim Jong Un. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
That's
Il was
a
the
new one.
dad.
Il, I think
It was
his
And
his
there
father,
was-
and Kim Il Sung is the original leader.
Okay,
Jesus.
okay.
He's still in my head. I can't get him out. But you know what I mean? Just the fact that those guys truly believe that he's some kind of heaven sent
Yeah.
God. And just to get, truthfully, I believe just to get them to participate in the Olympics, them to get sit down and do the talks, removing the minefield is insane.
Yeah.
That is something I didn't think I'd ever see.
Yeah.
I didn't ponder it a whole lot. But at the same time, it's so bitter.
Mm-hmm.
The feeling you get. I mean, it's just the stories you hear from the North Koreans at defect are just short of terrifying
Yeah.
about how people
Yeah.
just disappear, how people are starving, about how it's just
It's unbelievable.
it's
crazy.
insane.
It's
It
like-
is. It's crazy that we live in a
all-
modern world
yeah,
and they're
it's, like, hard to
treating
believe
someone like a
almost,
god.
But
Like,
Yeah.
it's like happening, but it's like
I think
hard to
that's
believe, too.
kind of what the next
After there.
milestone would be is opening that country up and having at least their citizens having a path to meet family in South
I don't think they're
Korea.
gonna do that
and-
because the moment they do that, everybody's gonna see how it really is out in the world.
Well,
they're all
and that's
gonna
the thing,
leave.
you know,
imagine
importing
that moment.
importing
Yeah,
like
it's-
internet.
Yeah, they don't
Well,
even have
that'd be
internet. They have
great.
like a state
They don't want
sponsored
them to
internet
have
with
internet,
like
though.
some crappy version of like Lugal.
Yeah, one of the
Google.
most
Yeah.
recent Vice docs on North when they got into North Korea.
They have controlled
They
internet, right?
it was so weird. They bring them on all these like pre-organized tours.
with nobody
Like you
in there.
every day they
weird.
wake you up in your hotel room and you eat and they take you somewhere like on a tour, but everything's like arranged for
Yeah.
what you're supposed to see. And one of the tours they took them on was some like conference room where they had all these computers set up. It was like supposed to look like
Like
we have internet, and there was all kinds of
Yeah.
people in there, all kinds of North Koreans
Yeah.
sitting at a computer, and they had a computer screen up, but they weren't doing anything on the computers.
404.
Like the room was completely silent. You didn't hear any typing,
clicking,
no
no
clicking.
nothing.
Just people sitting at the computer, not doing anything on the computer.
Man. I'll tell you what, that's another thing South Korea has is internet bars. Those are crazy.
Oh.
You want to see some speed.
Yeah.
Woo! Also, you want to see some terrifying 15-year-olds playing StarCraft.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Man.
Like video game, they're all into like video games over
Yeah.
there.
huh.
I swear to God, they're going to do away with Taekwondo and take up StarCraft.
Shit.
Right. Yeah. They're-
Because that country runs that game, and America has no idea what it's like. When I was there, I don't know if you guys heard this over there. A kid sat in one of those for almost like 2 days, didn't eat, didn't drink, and died. And just StarCrafted, dude. Like hard,
That's so
most
crazy.
hardcore kid of all time. Like I played till I died. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
like oh my god, and
Maybe the death.
it's they've carried a lot of kids out of those places, like just because
Wow.
they go so hard, and
Damn.
it's cheap. It's so cheap. It's like 16 cents, like I want to say like for every 10 minutes. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'll just drop you $20, dude, for the next day or two, and man, they'll bring you food. They'll bring you cigarettes. It's like nice.
Wow.
It's nice.
It's fancy.
It's like full, like it's like the VIP internet experience. It's crazy. They're very service oriented. They take care of you in almost everything they do. It's so funny. I'll never forget. I had to ask my buddy. I wanted to get a massage, a real massage, because over there's no such thing as a real kind of American massage. They all come with happy endings. So I wanted to I've been working out, and I was like, dude, where do I get a you know, it's like imagine
Yeah.
asking you like, where do I go where they don't jerk you off, dude? You know what I mean?
Free
Like,
song.
yeah, it's like, how do I? This sounds funny, but sore,
like,
dude. Because
"Don't
jerk you off. And he's just looking at me like, shut up, dude. You just go to the one over there. You know, and so, it's so funny, but man, that was the best massage. I was fucked up, and I had to go home. I was in a whole nother city, and I remember just sitting in the cab, just being like,
Nice. That's when you know you got
it
a
was
good
so
massage.
good. Oh man, they're like, make sure you drink water.
Yeah, I
It
was
was
about
so
to say, make sure you
funny.
drink water.
Like they gave me all these
Drink water.
rules, and I'm like, what? You just rubbed me. And by the way, good job.
Nice.
But yeah, it's funny. It's a crazy place. Their McDonald's serves black bean pie as
What?
dessert. Yeah, they love black beans.
Black bean pie?
Yeah,
Is it like sweet?
they think it is. But I mean, clearly they've never had a McFlurry, but I don't
I
know.
know, right?
What other American fast food
You
joints
see
do they have?
KFC, you see Mickey D's. Actually, Burger King is I don't know what it is with Burger King, but it's really big with armed forces. You'll find them everywhere.
Trippy.
I was definitely converted to a Popeye lover down south.
Yeah.
KFC's good, but for some
Oh
reason,
yeah, I like Popeyes better.
when I see Popeyes, man,
Popeyes is tasty.
Popeye's definitely better than
I don't
KFC.
know.
Yeah.
Just-
I agree on that.
and then it's. Oh yeah.
Nice. Thanks for coming on, dude.
Thank you for having
Yeah,
me,
that
man.
was-
It's-
Yeah, we'll get
so
you on
cool.
again.
Thank you.
If you
I'd
don't
love
mind.
to. I'd love
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, this was a great episode.
Yeah. Super cool.
Awesome. Sorry, I didn't mean to make it so depressing there at the end. Jesus, what happened?
No, that's
No.
good shit,
Ooh.
man. That's good
Yes.
shit. I mean, not the content of the story, but
Yeah.
that's
No,
actually,
Yeah. Man.
worth listening to.
I hope so. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really trying to spread a message or anything, but I do feel people kind of have vets wrong.
Yeah.
I really hate the fact that there's a PTSD joke about us now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every time you see a vet. I can't
Well, yeah,
stand it
it's-
because we're not all broken. You know?
Yeah.
We're a little weird. We're a little
No,
different.
but-
You know?
Yeah.
We've endured some things
I
that
say you guys have been through some shit.
yeah, you know, we've been in the
Yeah.
shit. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah. There's definitely an issue that this country doesn't take care of the vets enough, right?
Man,
Yeah,
yeah. We're not gonna get into that. 'cause
Bad. Yeah.
I've
Not
got a
right.
broken spine, and because I got a fender bender in Washington, they said that clearly my fender bender caused my broken spine, so
Oh my gosh.
they won't give me any benefits.
That is so jacked up.
It's cool too. I love it because they actually sent me
Here,
that.
go.
They were like, we
go
found that
overseas
you
to
got
possibly
into an
die, but we're not going to
accident.
help you when you come back. Like,
It was awesome.
that's jacked up.
It is what it is. It's, you know what? It's exactly how they are.
Yeah.
You know, if you think any different of them, that's your fault. The reality is we're a family. The soldiers are what it is. It's not the government. The government doesn't give two shits about us. We're just a number.
Yeah.
We're a number
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that makes other numbers.
Yeah.
So really, it's us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't count on the VA. We shouldn't count on Trump. We shouldn't. You know, it's not to say that we should all be running to American Legions or you know what I mean, the VA bars, but we need to be there more for each other, I think, and stop relying on everyone else because they don't get it.
Yeah.
They don't get it. I'm sorry. I haven't been in the worst shit like a lot of guys, but you're never going to get me to go to a psychiatrist and get me to think that guy's going to level with me. He doesn't know shit compared to me.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't know what pain
Yeah.
is. We do. You know what I mean? You don't know what loneliness is being on the other side of a country for years.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, other side of the earth. But you know what I mean? We're just, it's just battle scars. You just get harder. Adversity makes you stronger. You know, the best motto they ever taught all of us was adapt and overcome. Because you can with everything.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter what it is. You can just adapt. Even if it's something that you can't do, guess what? Good. Now you know you can't do it. And if you fail, good. You learned. It's like that Joe Rogan guy, you know, the
Jocko.
Yeah, Jocko.
Yeah.
Didn't get that job today. Good.
Good. That's right.
Got fired from Frontier today. Good.
Yeah.
Took the bonus package. Good.
That is pretty motivating.
Yeah.
I must say. If I ever don't feel like working out, sometimes I'll put that on.
Yeah.
It'll get you moving.
It's scary how well that stupid motivational speech works.
I
Yeah.
need to get motivated to do things.
Oh, just listen to that. It's so
Yeah.
he throws everything. Have you heard it?
No. I
Oh
have no
my
idea
god, it's
what you're
amazing.
talking about.
Should we
It's-
play it on the podcast?
I would. It's beautiful. It's
Is it long?
Let me pull it
Maybe
up.
already.
I would give it
I need
about
to get
a.
motivated, but if it's too long.
Oh no,
minute.
he literally
She's heard it before.
he throws every obstacle in life at you and literally just says good.
Well, no, I think that's good. Like having obstacles and things like that too. It's. I think it's good if you just have everything easy for your whole life.
Doesn't
like,
work.
What good is that going to do you? You know.
Doesn't work.
No. Yeah.
Where is it?
Mm.
You're really going to play it right now?
Hey, young Jamie.
I know. Pull that shit up.
Young Jamie.
Someone says 220. That must be it.
Young Ryan. Young Tony. Anyone? Ooh.
This is an ad.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Skip ad.
I was getting all excited too. I was getting pumped up, ready to go.
Direct subordinates, one of my guys that worked for me, he would
There it
call
is.
me up
There it
or
is. Oh.
pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on. And he'd say,
That's
boss,
him?
we got this and that and the other thing. And I'd look at him and I'd say, good. And finally one day he was telling me about some issue that he was having, some problem, and he said, I already know what you're going to say. And I said, well, what am I going to say? He said, you're going to say good.
Wait for this music. Wait. This cue.
He said, that's what you always say. When something is wrong and going bad, you always just look at me and say, good. And I said, well, yeah. When things are going bad, there's going to be some good that's going to come from it.
I don't know.
Didn't get the new
Wait for it.
high-speed gear we wanted? Good. Didn't get promoted? Good. More time to get better. Oh, mission got canceled? Good. We can focus on another one. Didn't get funded. Didn't get the job you wanted. Got injured. Sprained my ankle. Got tapped out? Good. Got beat? Good. You learned. Unexpected problems? Good. We have the opportunity to figure out a solution. That's it. When things are going bad, don't get all bummed out. Don't get startled. Don't get frustrated.
That's me. That's what I feel like.
Don't do it. Hey.
If you can say the word good, guess what?
Yeah, I need to listen to
It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well, then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off,
This is it right here.
reload, recalibrate, re-engage,
I'm almost
go
done.
out on the attack.
Good.
Good.
Well,
Didn't get the podcast you wanted? Good.
Fucking A, we did.
Try indoctrinated.
All right, let's wrap it up.
okay.
Follow us on social media. We're at Undoctrinated1 on Twitter.
Yep. Undoctrinated Podcast on Instagram.
The Twitter following has slowed down a little bit in the last couple days.
Wow.
For like a week there, we got like 500 followers in a week,
Wow.
and then the shit just
Good
plateaued kind of.
Hey, you know what?
So come on, people.
We just got to adapt and
Yeah.
overcome.
And all of you people that
Good.
are following us on Twitter, you know how I know you have Instagram, so just go over there too. And just follow us on Instagram too, can't you? Please?
I mean, you literally just heard the inspirational words to do it.
Yeah, it takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, but if you did find us on social media and you're hearing our voice now, we do appreciate you
Yes,
checking
for
us out.
sure.
I'm sure this episode was well worth your time. This was a damn good episode. So
Yeah.
thanks again for coming on, Aaron.
Yeah, thank you.
No
so
problem. Thanks for
much.
having me.
Yeah. Send us an email if Twitter's not going to allow you to say all the things you want to say. That's undoctrinatedpodcast@gmail.com. Subscribe on all platforms. And did you want to plug anything, Aaron?
Yeah, Indoctrinated Podcast. Please follow now. If you can't find it anywhere, good. Look on Instagram.
Good. All right.
That's about it.
Thanks again, Aaron.
All right, man.
Thank you.
낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자 밤이 오면 심장이 뜨거워지는 여자 그런 반전 있는 여자 너는 선어해 낮에는 너만큼 따사로운 그런 선어해 커피 식기도 전에 원샷 때리는 선어해 밤이 오면 심장이 터져버리는 선어해 그런 선어해 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 지금부터 갈 때까지 가볼까 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 에이 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남스타일 에이 섹시 레이디 성숙해 보이지만 놀 땐 노는 여자 이때다 싶으면 묶었던 머리 푸는 여자 가렸지만 웬만한 노출보다 야한 여자 그런 감각적인 여자 나는 선어해 점잖아 보이지만 놀 땐 노는 선어해 내가 되면 완전 미쳐버리는 선어해 근육보다 사상이 울퉁불퉁한 선어해 그런 선어해 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 지금부터 갈 때까지 가볼까 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 에이 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남스타일 에이 섹시 레이디 뛰는 놈그 위에 나는 놈 베이베 베이베 나는 뭘 좀 아는 놈 뛰는 놈 그 위에 나는 놈 베이베 베이베 나는 뭘 좀 아는 놈 You know what I'm saying 오빤 강남스타일 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남스타일 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남스타일